Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kill Connor Club podcast, episode 78. I'm one of your hosts, James, and I'm joined, as always, by Tyler.
As always, how's it going, my friend?
Good. It's going good.
That's the way.
Good.
That's the way. My mic sounds fine, by the way. I usually ask you before we start, but I didn't ask you.
Yeah, it sounds fine. Does mine?
Okay.
I don't want to be going into this
yeah, yours is cool.
like it was last time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Great.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, here we are. Another Kill Connor Club. Another week. 78, Jesus Christ. We're only, what's the date today? The 22nd of July, which means we're only a month away from the 4-year anniversary.
Jesus
which
Christ.
is pretty exciting. Yep. 4 years is a long time, yeah. It's exciting, and another pretty quiet week, James, I must say. Another pretty quiet week. I even went to, and we'll go later on, to Patreon topics, because I post on Patreon, which we usually do for Clubhouse only and not Kill Connor Club. But because I wrote a list, and, we'll get through some stuff, but I'm like, yeah, it's just so quiet. So I was like, I thought, just to back up, go to Patreon. Get the advice thread going. There's always good stuff from the Sweet Vintage Lads over there. Speaking of the Sweet Vintage Lads over at patreon.com/as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're hearing here right now at Kill Connor Club and you would like more, every other week the Kill Connor Club podcast isn't on. We do the Kill Connor Club House podcast exclusively to patreon.com/as always. So to thank a few of those Sweet Vintage Lads over there at patreon.com/as always, for just $1, you can get access to all of our exclusive content over there. We have King Richard III, Ballsack 47, Tman or Travis, Billy, the Team Tynamite Captain Robertson, Josh Devillier, Damian, Casey Wood, a new Sweet Vintage Lad, welcome. Maurer 5380, Lumistrad, Josh Jordan, Ben or Modorox, TheHumbleWorm, Elstico91, Emil Katborg, Austin, Sjors, GdayItslaZer, Prudhvi Muvva, Julli, Sundling, HBuds12, SaggyTits, Jayce the Last Medici, TheACMJS, James and Lad, Yazen, Joe the Sexy Boi Smith, Brian Ford, Connor Durose, GingerNutJared, Big Up LongEaredFox, George Welford and Fox, Joshua Maurer, Gene, Marcus, Blackburn, Seth, Oscar, RAVJAI, Son of a Bitch Ogeaidogo, Brenton, or BQ Overlord, and Pink Flame 313. Thank you, Sweet Vintage Lads. Nice. That was a smooth read. That was a good. Fucking smooth read, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. If everyone could let me know before we get started what the audio's like, that'd be great.
Phenomenal.
I would like to know. But yeah, cool.
So there's a few things, just small stuff I'd like to catch up on. First of all, I mean, what's been going on with you? What's new? What's news?
Nothing much. I've been not really doing a lot in terms of anything. Just sort of chilling, not really doing anything. Yeah, not much I can really update you on that, to be honest.
Okay, that's alright. But you did watch, I saw, and I want to bring this up because it's a great movie. I saw you watched Prisoners this week. And if for those who don't know, Prisoners is a sort of serial killer, like murder mystery movie, essentially, starring Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. So Jake Gyllenhaal's a detective. Hugh Jackman's daughter is abducted, essentially goes missing, and he's hunting for who he thinks did it, while the detective's like trying to control Hugh Jackman going insane and also find out what's going on himself. It's on Netflix.
It is.
I mean, at least it's in Australia, and I'm assuming most places. So what do you think? You watched it this week? I only watched it like a month ago.
Yeah, God, yeah. Well, the reason I watched... Well, me and Alpha were looking for something to watch, and I was racking my brain for things that you've told me to watch in the past, because obviously you always recommend some good shit, and I remembered that movie. Well, I didn't actually remember it at first. I saw it, and I was like, I feel like I've heard about it. And then I was like, oh, yeah, well, Tyler told me to watch it. And so we watched it, and yeah, it was really fucking good. Really good time. It's difficult to sort of describe. I mean, yeah, overall it was really good. I think this, without this becoming a Prisoners spoiler cast, I feel like maybe parts of the ending could have been done a little bit better, but overall, I think it was a really fucking good time. Yeah, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, for sure. I watched Dunkirk today. I finally watched Dunkirk.
Oh, finally! Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because I think the thing that kept putting me off is that, like, I know what happens in Dunkirk. Like, I know the story, already from the history of it. So I think that's where I was kind of like, oh, do I really want to sit in a movie and watch something happen that I already know happens? But then, I was like, fuck it. It's on my net. Like, I'm really dedicating myself to actually going through my Netflix list that I've had like 50 things on and haven't watched any of them.
Yeah.
I think I'm down to like 20 things now. And I watched Dunkirk today. I watched 2 movies today. I tried to watch, we'll get to the other one in a sec. Okay. But I watched Dunkirk second, and it was tremendous. Like, so good. So fucking good. Like, just the best war film I've ever seen. Just, I mean, it's a Christopher Nolan film. So the thing that's spectacular about it is how it's created as a film, the cinema aspects to it. And I feel like it's kind of a cinema nerd type movie. Like, I could understand if a general person went to that and didn't like it. Because there's not really a storyline at all. Like, it's just a one day in the events of Dunkirk and the rescue of those soldiers by civilian boats. And from all these different perspectives that are so realistic and so engaging, and the fact that it's not all in chronological order, like some things are kind of jumping back and forth, and I just like how it's so well done. So well done. But talking about movies, I do want to talk about this today. I didn't think we'd talk about this straight away, but this whole, because Jiminy in the chat's going, we need a prisoners spoiler cast at Kill Connor Club House movie house. Oh yeah, we need which isn't what it's called. It's called Kill Connor Club Clubhouse movie club. Yeah,
movie house.
Movie house. I really am excited to do this movie podcast. We need to actually start doing it at some point soon. Yeah, but I want to come up with a name for it first, because I think it's a funny joke, the Kill Connor Club Clubhouse movie club. That's hilarious, but it's simply too long. Simply too long.
Yeah. We need a cool thing. I don't know what, but
I thought it could just be the Kill Connor Club cinema room, it's the cinema room in the clubhouse, right? That's what it's based on. It's our cinema room.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
So we could just call it the cinema room, or KCC cinema room.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I quite like
it's
that.
It's called the cinema room. That could be like the name of the podcast, but it's the Kill Connor Club affiliated. And the thumbnails I just thought could be exactly the same as any of the spoiler casts you do now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
We just call it the cinema room or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So, and that way, we could start with and go through all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know if we ever talked about this publicly, that we were going to do this.
Yeah, no, we did.
We did, of course, because of the Kill Connor Club Clubhouse movie club. Yeah, of course. Yeah. For a second, I thought, have I jumped the gun here?
No, it's okay.
Start with the MCU, but then if anything else comes out, we could, our goal is to go through all the MCU movies. But if there's anything major, let's talk about that. Then we can really do whatever we wanted. But at the same time, if we can't come up with a movie, we'll just go up to the next sort of MCU movie we haven't done a spoiler cast for or something.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a lot of fun. And then we release it. We release it like let's say right now, it would be on Patreon now when Kill Connor Club's happening, and then it would come out that same episode because it'll be a week early for patrons. Yeah. Then the week Kill Connor Club isn't on comes out for the public, and then Clubhouse is on for patrons. Yeah. So there's a podcast every week for whether you're a patron or whether you're just a normal person. So if you're not a sweet vintage lad, if you're a lesser human, you're not a sweet vintage lad. But I watched another movie because I watch all types of movies, and I'd heard so much about this sort of teenage cult high school movie. I watched on Netflix the Kissing Booth today.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
So it's a high, I didn't really know anything at all about it, and other than people had I'd heard people talk about, it's just what a great high school movie, and what it's so popular, blah, 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 people talking about it. I'm like, not cinema people that I'd listen to about movies, but just general people. Yeah. So I was like, I added it to my list, so I thought I watched that and then watched Dunkirk. Very different movies. I mean, it was okay. It's just about this girl, and she grows up best friends with a guy because their mothers were best friends, and they were born on the same day, so they're best friends, and there's nothing like weird going on. Like there's no like secret love between the two of them. Like they're literally just best friends. But she is in love with his older brother.
Right.
And then they start fucking. And then that's a secret because one of their rules is he's like, never ever get with like my sibling. That's been like a rule for their friendship forever. And now they're like finishing high school, and it all started from like this kissing booth. And that's about it. And by the way, the biggest struggle with this whole movie, it would have been fine. Like it's a fine, nothing movie. Like there's nothing. If you really have nothing else to do with your life, you could watch it, I guess. But it's not like I'd recommend watching it. It's literally a nothing movie. Yeah, it's fine though. But the thing that I struggled with was you got this girl who looks, you know, they get high school, like 25-year-olds to play high school students.
Yeah.
This girl looks like she's only like 18, 19, which sometimes that's the case, but she's playing a 16-year-old.
Right.
And then her best friend, he probably looks like 21, 22. He's playing her best friend's 16-year-old. They look like they could be 16-year-olds in a movie. Okay. The older brother's supposed to be 1 year older than them. He looks every bit of 35. He looks 35 and not a day younger. And I was so uncomfortable watching it. It was so, and he's giant, like she's so short. She's like 5'2", and he's like 6'7", and 35, and she's like 18 and 5'2". It's just weird. It's just weird. Have you looked up pictures for it?
I'm getting a picture, yeah. I'm gonna get a picture of like the poster. I'll put it up on the screen.
I bet they've made him look really young in the poster.
I'm gonna see if I can get it up. Oh, it's not letting me now.
I wanna...
The way I normally get shit up on the screen isn't fucking working. I can do it here. This will be fine. This is really far too much effort for this, but...
Yeah, it is. In the posters, he doesn't look that old. But you watch the movie, and you'll watch them act next to each other. He looks so much older. I'm like, dude, you're 35, and not a day younger. Not a day younger than 35.
Oh, where is... Hang on. I'll get it up so everyone can see it. There it is. Oh, no, it's not. Hang on. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, it's not in the box properly. Now it is. There we go. There you go, everyone. He's, I take he's the guy in the back of this picture that I've popped up.
Probably. Yeah, probably. If it's just like the main poster, then he probably is. Yeah, it's weird, eh?
Yeah, he definitely does look, yeah. I mean, they do look like brothers, though, which I think's quite...
Yeah, no, they did look like brothers, and that's probably the only reason they were cast, but the younger brother looks like a young brother, and the older one, trust me, he's a fully developed man in every way. And he's got 5 o'clock shadow the entire time. And I'm like, bro, you're 35.
That's fucking hilarious.
Buff 35.
What a weird fucking movie.
Yeah, it is a weird movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they definitely have edited his face to make him look younger in the poster, by the way. Like, I'm looking at it. It's weird. Anyway, that was a movie that I watched today, and it was a nothing movie. I've now seen it, and I can tell you that it's, I mean... I'd watch something else if I had time, if I were you.
I just found the best frame, I think, of Kill Connor Club history. I'm just gonna tweet this still frame without any context. And then the link to the podcast. This is amazing.
I'm waiting. Tell me when you've tweeted it.
Hang on, this will be 2 seconds, and it's going up now, it's tweeting. Alright, there we go, I tweeted it.
Holy shit. No context.
It's so fucking great. What is this podcast? If no one's ever seen the podcast before, they're like, I don't, like, what is this?
This podcast is a lot. I've realized I was thinking about it this week when I was thinking about like future guests and what we kind of got coming up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what even is our podcast? Like, what genre is it? Our genre is like, I mean, it's comedy. That's about it. Like comedy, lifestyle. we'll talk about whatever. We talk about our lives and what we're into, which is, we talk about video games, we talk about movies, we'll talk about TV shows, we'll talk about random shit. We'll give dumb advice to people with real problems. Like, we talk about everything that we find funny or we're interested in.
That's true.
The podcast is us, and that's about it, Yeah. So what is this podcast? It's us. That's all I can say. Like, there's a still frame I'm looking at Google Images of this movie, and I'm like, she looks 16, he looks 50. I'm like, it's just uncomfortable. Anyway, enough movie. Of this fucking movie. Oh god, have you been playing any games at the moment?
Not really. The Crew 2, I hop on every once in a while, but no, I haven't been playing anything. What about you?
Yeah, neither. I haven't played any video. I'll tell you what, like, I've been releasing, obviously, Free Run for Justice every Monday, but I had all this schedule of, like, all these videos I was going to work on. Like, I have a Red Dead Redemption 2 one I wanted to do, some AC The Truth stuff, and I don't want to even talk about video games. I'm just not interested right now, so I'm not making any videos. I'm just releasing Free Run for Justice. I don't really feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of games coming out either. It's sort of a bit dead at the minute, so, I mean... Yeah. I'm not playing anything. I'm not really interested to play anything. Like, I've been playing a bit of Assassin's Creed 2, because I wanted to play the Ezio trilogy through, but like I haven't played in a week since the last podcast. I played it while we were doing the podcast. Oh, yeah, I remember.
And that's about it, man. Like, haven't really been playing it, haven't wanted to, and haven't even wanted to talk about it. Yeah, it's been weird, man. I've been editing more like the Freedom for Justice. Like, I'm just doing the final edits and stuff like that. But other than that, like, haven't been working on anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote a Call of Duty video that I had the idea for it a while ago. I posted the thumbnail, and I wrote it recently, and I don't know. I wrote like a page and a half, and I was done. And I was like, I don't really know what this is. I've sort of just left it. I don't know. A lot of people said, just release it anyway. And maybe I will. It's probably like a 4-minute video, which isn't bad, but I don't know. It's not really anything. I'll see. But yeah.
Yeah. What kind of world do we live in right now, James, where we don't really have any video game stuff to talk about?
I don't know. But, end of the year, there's going to be a shit ton, so...
Yeah, in 2 months, Spider-Man's out, and then it just we go from there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to play Odyssey, I've decided as well. Like, I really, have never paid less attention to an Assassin's Creed game.
I know.
Since I last made a video, or we've ever been brought up a topic on the podcast, that is the only time I think or talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah,
other than that, I haven't watched a single video on it. I don't watch any demos, trailers. I don't watch any opinion videos. I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, I don't will I even play it? If I'm sure I'll play it one day, but I don't think I'm gonna get it when it comes out. Like, I think I'll just be playing something else.
See, I was talking to George about this the other day, and if I didn't make videos, I wouldn't get it, because I know I'm gonna do a review on it. I know I am, and I'm gonna whether I rip into it or whether I do like a fair review or whatever I do. I know I'm going to do a review on it because it's a new Assassin's Creed game. My audience was mainly Assassin's Creed. It's a big AAA title. It makes sense that I would do it. But I know I don't want to play it. And if I didn't make videos, I don't have any desire to play it. Like, a lot of people have been saying to me, you'll get it anyway. You'll get it and you'll have fun. It's like, I genuinely, looking at this game, even you've been saying, for since we've seen it, at least it'll be a fun RPG. I genuinely don't even think I'm gonna have fun in it. It just doesn't. It looks so lackluster and so nothing. I just I just don't even. I mean,
they somehow made the combat look like pure shit when it was Origin's combat system to me is the best combat system in Assassin's Creed ever. They finally figured it out, because the combat's never been bad, but it's always been kind of like, this is alright, but I mean, it could be better. And they've tried to reinvent it, but it's always been the same. This is pretty good, but it could be better. This is pretty good, it could be better. And I was like, no, Origins is really good. And then they've taken that and then made it stupid, ridiculous, and unrealistic. And someone made it jank. I'm like, they've made the stuff that I liked a lot about Origins and made it into pure shit. And then they've just thrown everything away. And me playing the Ezio trilogy again at the moment, playing Assassin's Creed 2, I'm like, man, I still like the Ezio trilogy holds up so much. What a fucking tremendous set of games, and fuck everything right now, including Origins, including everything. Like Assassin's Creed's gone, and we knew that. Like this isn't anything new. We're just repeating ourselves. Yeah. You know, it's just funny. It's just funny that people still talk about it like it's a thing. It's not.
And I think that's the thing. Like with Odyssey, I think it's not even like, because people will say, oh, Assassin's Creed, like, well, I mean, we were saying when Origins was coming out that even though Assassin's Creed, as we knew it, is like dead, like, you know, Origins is the start of like a new, whatever it was meant to be, and it should have been, but it's not.
It should have been. It's
not.
Just an anomaly.
It's just Origin, like, yeah, and I mean, we talked about that, like the way that the only good games since you know Patrice left have been by the Montreal 3 team, which was they were the lead team, although it wasn't Ash and everyone. Revelations was their first one, and then Black Flag and Origins. And other than that, everything's been pure garbage. And that'll be the same for Odyssey. And it just looks fucking boring, to be honest.
Yeah. Another Ubisoft open world of collectibles and nothing of substance. Do you know how many collectibles I've gotten over the years? Do you have any idea? I've done every achievement in every Assassin's Creed game ever.
Yeah. Do
you understand how many flags, feathers, pieces of paper, animus fragments, just fucking sea shanties I've collected? Do you understand?
A lot of collectibles.
I got every achievement in Assassin's Creed 4 twice. Once on the 360 and once on the Xbox One.
That's too many.
I've done the Ezio trilogy twice because the Ezio collection was the exact same achievements again, and I got them all again.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah. Oh, talking about Assassin's Creed and how it's fucking dead. Have you seen the Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation Collection coming to Xbox One, PS4, supposedly?
Is that real?
Well, apparently. I mean, it's been leaked. I think it's real.
Do you?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, who cares, eh? I don't know. I don't know. This single worst 2 games have been put into a collection. Okay. Oh, you mean the worst?
Oh man, I thought the Rogue Remaster was that low point. This is really
this is Rogue Remaster. I played the Rogue Remaster.
Did you?
That's at least. Yeah, I did, because I got it for free. I was given it. Remember, randomly, Ubisoft just messaged me like 2 weeks after it came out. Ubisoft just messaged me a code. They didn't they're like, oh, here's a code for Rogue Remaster, by the way, if you want to play it. And I'm like, okay. And then I just got it and played it just because achievements, and that's all I did on it. I just did the achievements.
Yeah, I do remember that. Well, they might.
Actually, I don't think I finished doing the achievements. I think I got halfway through and something else. The God of War was then God of War. I started playing God of War, which I platinumed.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, Ubisoft is no doubt going to give you Odyssey and this Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation Collection.
Yeah, I will refuse. I will not download the that is not going near my Xbox.
You can give it
it's
away.
not.
Do a giveaway.
No, I won't. Nope. No one gets that code. When they send me that code, I will be like, cheers, thank you so much, and not use the code. The code will be not used. No one gets it.
Yeah.
Because how dare you?
Idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Oh my god, it makes me physically ill. Yeah. No, never. I'll never play that ever. But Odyssey, I'll probably get Odyssey for free. But even then, I mean, I'll probably get it for free, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not I don't care if I do or don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not paying.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having to pay. I don't want to do it. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know whether I'm gonna get Odyssey. We'll have to wait until the day. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's more of is there a game to play on that day that's something different? And if there's not, then you might be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see myself getting it, but I know I don't really want to play it. It's just out of I'll make a video on it.
It's just gonna be I already know what I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna be playing it. The story's it's gonna be so shit. And then the whole time I'm gonna be like, why am I doing this? I'm putting this. It'll be torture.
I know. What's so weird though about this is like the fact I'm not really following it, and I've followed every single Assassin's Creed game, is whenever I've played Assassin's Creed, I sort of know exactly what's going on. Like, I know the ins and outs of the game because we've all been making videos talking about it, speculating everything. And so when you play the game, you know what to expect. Like, this game, I don't even know half the shit that's in it. Like, so going into it is going to be like, what? I don't even know what to expect. Like, I don't even know what this game is going to be. Although I know I'm pretty confident it's going to be shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what the game has to actually offer. Like, I don't know what's in it because I don't care.
Yeah, like I made a video. The only Odyssey video I've made was everything I think about the game, which was all after the week after E3. It was just like everything we saw at E3. I said, this is everything I think about what we've seen, and I'm not making a single video about that game at all. There'll be no video unless for some reason I do like the truth and it relates to Odyssey. That's the only way. There's no other video I'll make about Odyssey. I probably won't do a review. Probably won't. It's not maybe, but I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
But never say guess that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I can't imagine I'm going to make another video on it before release. I don't think there's nothing worth talking about. It's not like I'm going to be doing discussion videos, speculation videos, news videos, or whatever. So there's nothing to talk about unless Ubisoft comes out with like a statement talking about their industry or whatever, and it's a good like topic for a video like the one George made recently. Then other than that, there's nothing specific that I would talk about. It's like I made one video on like the crew before it came out, like Spider-Man PS4. I'm not going to cover Spider-Man PS4 again. I'll do a video on that before it's out. There's nothing to talk about. So yeah, we'll just wait and see when it's out, and then I'll do some sort of review on it, I guess, and then move on to, I don't know, Red Dead. I don't know. Yeah,
that's it. Well, that's the thing. Like, we do videos now on any video game we like. And I'm not doing any walkthroughs ever again. I'm not going to ever do a Let's Play on my channel again. I'm never going to do a gameplay video. The Freedom for Justice Season 3 is not only the finale of Freedom for Justice, it's the last, like, gameplay I'll ever do. Not, like, almost definitely, 99.9%. You never say never. You know, of course, you never know what happens in the future. But I don't have any plans to ever do gameplay again. It'll be video essays and theory videos and things like that. And I'm going to take my truth videos, especially the ones I've done this year. I think I'm so proud of and I think are awesome. And I want to take those skills and that research and use that as well in other video games. Like it was so awesome getting views, not just making videos on other games, but also getting views on them. Like I did the Halo 6 Halo Infinite video at the start of the year and I got like 40,000 views. I did a Fable 4 video talking about why it's pretty much confirmed and Playground Games are working on it. 3 weeks ago, it's got 32,000 views. I'm like, fuck, yeah, I got so many new Fable subscribers. And now, and I'm going to keep covering Halo Infinite. I'm going to keep covering Fable, and I'm going to keep covering God of War, Horizon, and Red Dead. I've got a Red Dead Redemption 2 video I'm planning to make before it comes out, where it's every mention of Dutch's gang in Red Dead Redemption 1. So I've gone through and I played through Red Dead Redemption again, and I marked down every scene. I'm sure I probably missed a couple, but like every scene that there's dialogue about Dutch's gang, so that way I can break down all the dialogue and break down each character we know and what that's like and what the storyline of, and just break down what we can expect from this. From what we know of Red Dead 1, how's that going to translate to Red Dead 2 and what we already know about it and what else can be kind of added to it from what we've seen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I thought so too. So there's I got video ideas for other games that I want to make. And I mean, I've got other truth stuff. Some of it doesn't even relate to Odyssey. Like I talked about what if Assassin's Creed, like different teams, like there was one team that made, let's say the Origins team, the Black Flag team, Ashraf's team, they made Assassin's Creed games that were traditional ones. At least what is now the open world RPG, the story we know. But what if another team, they didn't just make the other Assassin's Creed game comes out another year. They made Uncharted linear style Assassin's Creed game. And it was a total separate side franchise. The same way there's Halo Wars, there's Halo Reach. I know it's the same, it's a first-person shooter. There's Halo ODST. There's other stories. all this other game types. Gears of War, they're doing it. They're doing a fucking RTS. They're doing the traditional, third-person shooter. They're even doing a fucking, bobblehead game. Why don't Assassin's Creed do a story-focused linear game with one team, and they can make their own franchise or series of stories from that? And that's one team makes it, and it comes out every 3 years. And then you have these, and there'll be fans of these specific Assassin's Creed stories, and there might be fans of just the traditional games only, and fans of all of them.
Yeah.
There's different ways to make games, different stories to take. So I just wanted to make a truth video, talking about the narrative, different narrative structures you can do, because it's we've talked about it a lot in depth over the last couple of months of how we're so sick of the same storylines. It's the same story structure. Problem in character introduction, there's a reason he has to go on a mission and kill a bunch of targets in sequences, and then kills an undeveloped villain at the end and gets a piece of meat. And that's every Assassin's Creed game ever, except for Revelations, which was the only and to me it's the best storyline, except that had the second storyline that was just shoehorning in the traditional one, where it's there's also a Templar story plot that's going on, but the main story that was so different was, actually you're just searching for special keys, and the storyline of a relationship building for Ezio with Sophia, the Altair stuff. That whole storyline is the only real offbeat, off-tradition structure, but then they had to shoe on that other one, and that's the best one. Then the other one that's offbeat is probably Black Flag, both written by Doug McDevitt. So that's, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, have you cut out there? Oh, hello.
Have I?
Wait,
Am I here?
You're back.
Okay. Yeah, there's stuff to talk about. Doesn't have to be about Odyssey, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, anywho, did you see the Uncharted fan film that was made, by the way?
No.
Hang on, let me see. There's a fan film, a 15-minute fan film, that stars the dude that plays Bucky in Halo ODST Halo 5. Hang on, Uncharted. And it's a proper, they made a proper 15-minute movie. I'll send it to you. It's set between 3 and 4, I believe, is where the story's at. Okay. Here we go. There you go.
Alright.
So yeah, it's not associated with Naughty Dog at all, though. But
okay.
Yeah. You haven't seen it at all?
No, I didn't even know this was a thing. I'll check it out at some point. I'm just sort of skipping.
It's alright. It's okay. Yeah, it's kind of a nothing sort of thing. I'm not sure if they're doing it because it just kind of it's like watching they don't. There's no conclusion to it. It's they just set up a game or a movie, but there's no actual rest of the movie. It's just the first 15 minutes of a movie. Okay. There's no other.
So sort of
I'm not sure if they're making more
just to show oh, this kid.
This
would be interesting, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
So I don't need to see any more of it ever again. But yeah, Nathan Fillion. Yeah, straight. Yeah. So yeah, it's alright. I'd recommend checking it out if you're a fan of Uncharted. Oh, I had a fucking curry before this. I just keep burping. I keep fucking burping. I've drunk a bunch of ginger beer, ginger ale, same shit. And I just keep fucking burping now.
That's cool.
Before we get into the juice of this podcast, there's one last topic I wanted to cover, which was this time last week was the World Cup final. Because we recorded the podcast, Clubhouse, right before the World Cup final. France, Croatia, which, by the way, I predicted as the final for the World Cup, as well as picking France to win since the knockout round started. No big deal. People didn't believe me, but then someone tweeted me saying I said that I did on the podcast. I went back and found out I did. I'm like, yep, I'm a genius, and I probably should have fucking bet or something. But yeah. Anyway, what did you think of the World Cup final, James?
Trying to remember it. It was good, I think. I remember it was a good time. There's a lot of goals, a lot of interesting shit. Oh, I remember. Yeah, yeah. It was like, I think it was sort of around. Yeah, it was like there was a point where it was kind of going both ways. It wasn't until towards the end where France really sort of
Start of the second
destroyed
half,
them.
yeah. Yeah, they got like 2 goals very close together at the start in like the 50th to 60th minutes of the game, and like once Mbappe scored that like 4th goal for France, was 4-1. It's like, oh, that's it, it's all over. And then like 2 minutes later, Croatia scored this weird like out of the blue goal, and it's like, wait, what's going on? I thought this game was over, and all of a sudden there was a bit of tension, and Croatia had all the momentum. Yeah, it was a weird game to watch because Croatia, I felt like, played way better than France in the first half, yet somehow France were up 2-1 at half time. And I thought Croatia were the far better team in the first half, but France were the far better team in the second half and played like they had been playing the whole World Cup. France looked unbeatable the whole World Cup. Their defense was impenetrable, and their counter-attacking was unreal. And they weren't playing like that in the first half. They were playing real scramble defense, and I thought Croatia could have scored way more than they did. They only scored 1, and somehow France scored 2. It was very bizarre. But then in the second half, their defense looked like it had the whole time throughout the World Cup, and they used that to counter-attack and subsequently score 2 very close-together goals and get up 4-1 and kind of cruise to a 4-2 win to win the 2018 FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was. It was good. Enjoyed it.
Now, I'm not a traditional fan of football or soccer. I've always talked a lot of shit about soccer by calling it soccer, especially. I've gained a lot of respect, James, for football. I've never watched one of the World Cups before. This is my first time, but I love sport, so it's pretty easy for me to get into because I watch a lot of sport, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So now I'm like, but now I want to keep watching football. So I went to a friend of mine who got me into this World Cup. That he made me watch the first game, France-Australia, and then I just kind of kept watching all the games. Yeah, because he's a diehard Liverpool supporter in the English Premier League. His parents are from Liverpool, and I went to him and I said, okay, I want to keep watching football when the English Premier League's on and the Spanish League and French League, everything like that. I want to do some research. I'm not just going to go for Liverpool because you go for Liverpool. I want to do my research. I want to find a team and I want to keep watching football. So I've done some research, and James, I've come up with a team I'm going to root for from now on. Okay. And first of all, who do you root for? Do you have a team you root for in the Premier League?
Not really. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to be sort of into it, and I was really behind Manchester United. So I think if I was ever going to go back to a team, it would probably be that one, since that was sort of who I was always behind when I was a kid. But yeah, not a huge amount though.
Well, I wanted to go off, a few things. First of all, like, I didn't just want to pick, well, who's the best team? And I wanted to go off, like, at least a competitive team that's got a good history behind it. It's got a good location. They've got some good players I like in it. And also, I do actually care about jersey colours. That does matter to me. I'm not into red, like Man United and Liverpool. I'm not into that red bullshit. Also, that would also mean, because why would I want to root for a team that, let's say, when I go to England, I want to go to one of their games. I want to see one of their games live. That makes sense, right? Yeah. But I would never want to root for a team where I'd actually then have to go to Liverpool. I never want to go to Liverpool. I also never want to go to Manchester ever in my life. You know what I mean? Why would I do that when I'm traveling overseas and I go to the UK? I'm like, I want to go to Liverpool. I'd love to go to Manchester. That would be fun and not dreary or depressing at all. Sorry, Ethan. So I picked Tottenham.
That's what I was expecting.
Was it really? What? So why do you think I was going to pick Tottenham?
I don't know. Just seemed logical, I guess. I don't know why I thought it. I guess it was based on nothing. It just made sense to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like their jersey colour. It's white and blue. Simple. I like it. It's very simple. Like, in the sense of, I could wear a Tottenham jersey in general in public and it wouldn't look ridiculous. You know what I mean? When someone's wearing a bright red, they're like, oh, they're wearing a jersey. I could wear like a shirt that's a Tottenham shirt and no one would be like, oh, he's a football fan. Like, I wouldn't want to stand out. I just want to wear it for, cause. And also there are a few players I really liked in Tottenham. It's also located in London, so I wouldn't have to go to Liverpool to see a Tottenham home game. Harry Kane plays for Tottenham, so I'm like, that's sick. That's good. Like that a lot. The bloody French goalie, he plays for Tottenham. So I was like, that's cool. Like him too. There's a couple of French guys in it. And there was one other player I liked a lot in Tottenham. Who was it? I can't find him. I'm looking at the roster, but I can't fucking find him. Anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm going to go for and then it's like the French league. Whatever team Mbappe plays for, that's the team I'm going for. And then I think Griezmann plays for in the Spanish league or the German league. I forget which one. One of those two. And I'm just going to go for whatever team he's in. So I'm going to keep watching football. I'm going to watch the Premier League for the first time ever this season coming up in like a month.
Yeah.
So I'm going for Tottenham. That's my team. I picked them. I'm sticking to it. And anyone's talking shit about Tottenham, I don't care if they haven't won shit in 12 years. I'm not going to go for a team just because they win. That's never why you're going to pick a team. I'm not a bandwagoner. I'm not that guy. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Tottenham
That's why, because I was thinking about it, because I did enjoy the World Cup a lot, and I was thinking, maybe it'd be interesting to watch a bit of football and see if I can really get into it properly, because it was a good time. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, but what team would I go for? Because although Manchester
What's the
United's
closest team to you?
One, well, I don't know.
Northampton obviously don't have a team in the Premier League.
No, obviously not.
Okay.
I don't know what's closest to me, but you know, like I said, I always supported Manchester United when I was a kid, but there's no reason to go for that team now, like, other than that's what I did as a kid. Like, there's no reason for it. So I was thinking about it, I was like, I just don't know, you know, who I go for. And I did consider Tottenham just because Harry Kane is on the team, and he's
Golden Boot
great.
Winner. Yeah.
So I thought about it, but then I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. And then I sort of left it. Who knows whether I'll watch, though. I'm sure if I do watch, maybe I'll just pick up on the team and I'll be like, I like this one, and I'll stick with that.
Yeah. But that's why I wanted to pick Tottenham as well. Like, I also want to pick a team that's like respected, not a bunch of fuckheads. Like, players matter to me, a culture matters to me. You know, I'm a big, you know, the sports I watch the most is MMA, and that's, you know, I'm very big into martial arts and the respect factor and what martial arts stand for. That matters to me a lot. Like, the people the fighters I support and how they treat martial arts, how they act and behave outside of fighting matters to me. Same with rugby. I watch a lot of rugby and the Australian League. And the team I support, I love their culture. I love the players. I've supported them and followed them since I was a kid. You know, that's why I want to follow a team. So, like, someone like Harry Kane, I think's a fucking top bloke. And the other players that I've seen, that when I went through the roster when I was doing my research, I was like, looks like a good bunch of guys with a good culture, good location. They're like, when I looked at their history, they're a half decent team. You know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of a good fit, and that's where I'm going to stick. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going to watch the Premier League. Stay tuned for English Premier League updates on Kilt Corner Club. The Creed showed up. Nick from the Creed.
What the fuck? He showed up to talk shit about Tottenham. Classic Nick from the Creed.
This is so weird. So weird. Where has Nick from the Creed been? He's disappeared. Well, he ran away from when he realized he had to actually fight me in Assassin's Creed multiplayer. And then he stopped making videos on his channel. So it's fair enough. It makes sense. James, you've been there. You know what it's like. If you knew what would happen, you probably would have quit YouTube.
Yeah, true. I definitely would have done the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense. You were just unfortunately the first person. You had the balls. And that's why I respect you the most.
Thanks, man.
And everyone else is just kind of, yeah. So, anyway, let's get into the meat of this podcast.
Oh, God, sure.
Two main topics that we're going to talk about today, and then we'll get to Patreon topics. So the two main topics I want to talk about is Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con 2018, and the different movies and trailers that have come out. We can go through that. But before any of that, we're massive. James, are we massive? Would you say we're massive Marvel fans here?
I'd hope so. I'd hope we'd say that. Because I think we are.
I think I think we are too. And what would you say are some of our favorite Marvel like things? What would you say they are?
Some of our favorite Marvel things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously you've got, the Avengers, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All those good things, and Guardians of the Galaxy would be.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, man. Yeah, I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'll tell you what, and this is dead honest. Guardians of the Galaxy have become probably my favorite corner of like the MCU. Like Captain America is my favorite character in the MCU. I've said that for a long time. He is, but Guardians of the Galaxy like my favorite kind of corner and sort of universe or section of the universe. I love both those Guardians of the Galaxy movies are tremendous. I love them to death. And my favorite part of Infinity War were the Guardians of the Galaxy parts. I love all the characters in it. So I just wanted to say that, I just wanted to talk about Guardians. I really like Guardians, man.
Yeah. Same.
Anything you want to talk about with Guardians? Anything going on with Guardians that you know about?
I don't know, man. No, I don't know. Anything.
You don't know? Yeah. You know what? I heard there was a script. Hang on, I'm going to Google Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because I haven't heard much about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 to be honest.
I don't know.
Oh my god, James.
What, man? What's going on?
There's an article here that says James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, was fired from directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for pedophile tweets
This just can't be true. Or maybe it is. You know what? Yeah. You know what? I reckon he is a pedophile. What do you think?
Okay. Well, yeah, fuck. So, anyway, for those who don't know, James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, who wrote a draft script only a month ago, he handed in a draft script for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, supposed to direct it, releasing 2020, was fired by Disney for someone bringing up tweets from 2010, his edgy, provocative, supposedly, according to him, phase. So we've lost the director and the man that, to me, made Guardians of the Galaxy what it is.
Yes.
James Gunn's stamp on it. Do I like James Gunn? I mean, his Twitter's super fucking annoying and cringy for
I don't follow him, but
liberal politics, and it annoys the fuck out of me. But that's just us.
That's
but
everyone in Hollywood, though.
He's entitled. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's no surprise to me that's everyone in Hollywood. But it doesn't change the fact that I love James Gunn as a director, and I love him and his involvement in Guardians of the Galaxy. So selfishly, I'm super upset that we've lost James Gunn in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I'm worried that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be a shell of what it could have been without him. Because of tweets.
Old tweets as
well. On Twitter. Yeah, but it's Twitter.
I know.
Do you know how fucking lame it sounds? Like, talk to me 15 years ago, or talk to any person 15 years ago and be like, yeah, there's this thing that someone got fired for because of tweets. They're like, what the fuck is a tweet? Like, what the hell? It sounds super, like, just super lame and cringy. What's a tweet? And this guy got fired for tweets.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly,
where there's no context to them, you don't know what's going on. And I'm not defending him. I haven't even gone into talking about. I'm just talking about tweets in general. It's a very general statement.
Yeah.
We'll get into the specifics of what he tweeted about in a second, but I'm just saying that to me, it's just bizarre that you can be fired for something called a tweet. Like, it's just so. I just think tweets are so fucking lame. I just think it's lame. I don't know what other word to use.
Yeah, I don't know. Could you imagine getting fired over a Facebook status? I feel like that might be worse, to be honest. It'd be almost embarrassing.
That Facebook status is embarrassing. A tweet is kind of gay. Like, it's just like it's like describe. If someone asked me 50 years ago, like, about a tweet, I'm like, I mean, it sounds kind of gay. Like, what you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So, why don't you describe and talk about like how it happened, how this unfolded?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've seen a little bit of it. I tweeted a little bit about it as well. Obviously, as everyone does. But I'm not actually too sure what fucking happened. Because I came on Twitter one day, and all of a sudden everyone was saying James Gunn is a pedophile or James Gunn is a horrible person. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And so I went to his Twitter and there was nothing there, and I was like, I'm so confused. Where did the tweets come from? Who found the tweets? It was some conservative guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, because people like some alt-right conservative found it. Let's have a look. Yeah. So I've gone to The Hollywood Reporter, definitely not fake news. Titled, James Gunn fired as director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The move comes after controversial tweets from filmmaker resurfaced. Okay, yeah. The move comes after conservative personalities resurfaced old tweets Thursday in which the filmmaker joked about controversial topics such as pedophilia and rape. Gunn has been an outspoken critic of President Donald Trump. I love how that's the first paragraph.
Yeah. That's so ridiculous. And as well, they acknowledge that it was a joke as well. They're like, he doesn't like Donald Trump and it was a joke, and it was a conservative guy that outed him as well. Like, okay. Whereas if this were flipped, I feel like they would ignore certain points like that. God.
Okay, I'll send you the link to the tweet from this guy who uncovered it. His name is Jack Pozabic. I don't know how to say his fucking last name. He is an OAN correspondent, veteran intel officer, so I guess it was in the military. Christian, dad, husband, author of Citizens for Trump. It's obviously a conservative Trump supporter and obviously Nazi alt-right, obviously. So, I'm looking through his Twitter, just uber conservative. Funny Hillary Clinton tweets. A few laughs in there, some memes, and destroying Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So thanks, Jack. Thanks a lot, Jack, you fuckhead.
He just hates fun. He hates Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep reading this article. So Gunn has been an outspoken critic of President Donald Trump. Thanks for adding that in. Not relevant at all to this. Quote, the offensive attitudes and statements discovered on James's Twitter feed are indefensible and inconsistent with our studio's values, and we have severed our business relationship with him, end quote, Walt Disney Studios chairman Alex Horne said in a statement Friday. On Thursday, Gunn tweeted in response to the tweets being resurfaced, many people who followed my career know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I have discussed publicly many times as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. It's not to say I'm better, but I am very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. My words of nearly a decade ago were, at the time, totally failed and unfortunate efforts to be provocative. I've regretted them for many years since, not just because they were stupid, not at all funny, wildly insensitive, and certainly not provocative like I had hoped, but also because they don't reflect the person I am today or have been for some time. Regardless of how much time has passed, I understand and accept the business decision taken today. Even these many years later, I take full responsibility for the way I conducted myself then. All I can do now, beyond offering my sincere and heartfelt regret, is to be the best human being I can be, accepting, understanding, committed to equality, far more thoughtful about my public statements and my obligations to our public discourse. To everyone inside my industry and beyond, I again offer my deepest apologies. Love to all. That's what Gunn had to say about his tweets. What do you think of his statement? Before we even talk about what his tweet said, what do you think of his sort of statement? He handled it pretty well. I mean, he took it in. I'd be, if I were him, I'd be like, fuck that. I want to work on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Get the fuck out of here. I deserve better, which he does, I think. obviously his tweets are pretty fucked. If you read them, they're fucked up, no doubt about it. But I just don't think he's a pedophile because
the way I look at it is, I mean, like I've said, because people assume, because I mean, I was trying to defend him, but it's more sort of defending, you know, the whole thing of, you know, the tweets thing. But I was reading his tweets. I thought they were weird. I was like, yeah, all of this, I'm reading this out of context. This is really fucking weird. Like, it is weird. But he's like, look, there's absolutely nothing there that says he is a bad person or a pedophile. They are just jokes, and I think it's a bit weird, but then again, it's out of context. It's 10 years old. Like, if they're jokes, they're jokes. Like, you know, I can't suddenly be like, oh, this joke's okay, or this joke's not okay, especially being me. Like, that'd be ridiculous. And I do think, looking at them, like reading them, they were weird. But then again, they're out of context. I don't know. I don't really understand.
Like none of them make any sense when you just look at them. I'm like, there's one is eight to 10 years ago, and I also don't understand any context in which they're said. So, yeah. And there's no physical evidence that he's a pedophile. There's no physical evidence of that.
No, there's not.
So I'm never going to say until there's proof. If there's proof, then there's proof, and he is, and he deserves to rot in hell if he was. But there's just no evidence other than tweets that are completely dumb, tasteless, also out of context that I don't understand at all, and just a bit weird. No doubt about it.
Just you know,
edgy. He deserves to lose his job 10 years later when he's proven, I think, to be a different kind of person now. I mean, yeah, I don't think he deserves to be fired for that. No, and maybe it's selfish. Yeah. I'm also biased and selfish because I really want him to make Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Because to be fair, if this was anyone else, let's say this was the director. Okay, you know what? I'm a piece of shit. I'm a hypocrite. If Zack Snyder had done this, I would be all over it. I'd be fuck this guy, fire him, never let him work again. Like, I'm a hypocrite, to be fair, so I can't really talk. I'm only even somewhat defending James Gunn. I mean, I think I'm being fair in the sense that there's no physical evidence he's a pedophile other than these tweets are weird as fuck. Mm-hmm. But I'm also definitely biased in the sense I really like his movies and want him to make Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Well, I think so too. But I think I'm always going to stick to the opinion that I don't think anyone should ever. I mean, look, because a lot of people I think are pissed off at Disney, and I get the reason Disney did what they did. I get it, because obviously from a business standpoint, they don't want anything to do with any of this. They understand the backlash that can come from old tweets, as we've seen in the past. They're just like, well, fuck that. I don't want anything to do with that. Like, because they don't need that shit, because they're Disney. They don't want any of that. It's not politics for companies like Disney. Like, all they're doing is thinking, right, well, you know, what's the best business decision, and they just don't want to have to do with any of that drama. They don't want to, you know, to be any part of that. So I get it. I don't want it. No, I don't agree with it. I don't really. I'm at some point I'm sick and tired of companies without any real proof firing people. I mean, I don't agree with it.
What are they firing him for?
But I get why they did it.
But there's the suspicion as well, is he actually a pedophile? You have to fire him then. But until you prove that, you don't. At some point, I'd love a company to stand up for their fucking employees and say, you know what? Until there's real proof of something really horrible, we're not going to do it. Or say something. We've worked really close to James Gunn. We think he's a tremendous person. He's proven to be that. These tweets, we don't stand with our values and we don't support them or agree with them. But we also believe that he is a better person than this and is changed man. And unless there is any evidence of any sort of physical crime, then we stand by him and his position in a business relationship. It doesn't have to be this certain circumstance, but this stuff happens all the time, almost every day. And at some point, I'd love a company to fucking stand by their guy. At some point,
I do agree.
This isn't the one that's going to be. But at some point, when one of these things happen, I'd love to see that. And that company, I'll have a lot of fucking respect for if they do.
Yeah, I think
it's not going to be Disney. They don't need to, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's difficult because I agree that I don't think companies without any proof just over tweets should fire someone. I don't think that should happen. but I guess I get why they did it. Like, because it's not necessarily about the accusations, it's more about the backlash, and they don't want anything to do with that, I guess. They don't want to be associated with it, and I get that. But I do also think, like, ideally, I think they should, like, I think in any situation, not just, you know, with James Gunn, I think if anything's happening where someone is having old tweets that are, like, 10, 15 years old, and they're just, like, edgy, dumb shit, like, I don't think they should be straight away be like, no, you're just fired for that, because because James Gunn is obviously a good person, a great guy to work with, because he directed the first 2 Guardians films, helped on Avengers, and he was fine to do that. It's like he tweeted some things from his phone or whatever 10 years ago, and they're like, right, now you're not fit to direct. And that's the way it, like, looks, and it's like, it doesn't really feel like grounds to fire someone when they've done great work for you in the past, and they're clearly, obviously, not a bad person. You'd know that if you've worked with them, you know, for that long. And I think... And
Dave Bautista is back.
Yeah,
he plays Drax in Guardians.
But then again, imagine it wasn't James Gunn, you know, imagine it was a conservative guy. You can imagine everyone would be, like,
yeah, for sure,
and be like, you know, fuck this guy. And
well, the liberals will be, but the conservatives will be defending him the same way there's liberals defending. Like, it's to be fair. Like, I know we say that, but we as conservatives and conservative people we watch, they do the same fucking shit though. Like, I've started to see this more and more. Like, I've been blind to it sometimes, but. If it was like, conservatives get mad at liberals all the time for doing this sort of shit, and it's true, they made this shit happen, but then to one up the liberals, they'll do it too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I'm like, well,
if you don't like it, don't fucking join in their bullshit. Because this is what this was. That's what happened here was. A conservative using the liberal, you know, mob mentality to take him down. Which the liberals created. It's their own fucking fault that this happened on the left.
Yeah. They
created this witch hunt mentality where we're going to ruin people's careers with social media and things like that. And so, you know, you've got to, you made your bed, you got to lie in it. No doubt about it. And I agree with that in that context. But then you would see conservatives would always say, well, something like you just said, well, if this was conservative, all the liberals would be all over it. Of course they would be. The same way all the conservatives would be all over defending the conservative. Like they always are.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I don't think it's okay in any circumstance. That's why James Gunn, I mean, he's a huge fucking liberal, but I don't think he should be having his, you know, being ruined over old tweets. Whereas you've got, like, what I can't fucking stand is, I've seen this on Twitter after all this has happened, is you've got a bunch of conservatives that are always like, free speech, jokes are jokes, you know, oh, it's just humor, it's subjective, you know, you can't ruin someone's career over humor or jokes or tweets. And they're all just being like, oh, you know what, these jokes actually were pretty disgusting. You know, just kind of either keeping quiet or going with it. And it's like, are you going to stick to your ideals of, you know, what you believe in, or does it matter who's on the fucking receiving end of it? Like, and that's, I've seen that quite a bit on Twitter after all this James Gunn stuff, and it just sort of makes you think, like, well, like this, it just shows the us versus them mentality that everyone's in, not just on the left, but also on the right, because you've got all of these conservative people that, because it's a liberal that's now on the receiving end, they're all sort of bigging it up and just sort of like going with that mob mentality. And it's like, what are we even fighting now? Like, what are we doing? You're just both being as bad as each other, doing the same stuff, like conservatives doing literally what they've been fighting against for
and no doubt these tweets are fucked, and they're pretty disgusting. Like, you read these tweets are pretty fucking disgusting, but again, there is no context to this, and I don't have enough information to have a valid criticism of James Gunn as a person from 10-year-old tweets. And if you're going to have a genuine criticism of a human being based on 10-year-old tweets, then you're a piece of shit, because you don't have the context. You don't understand what's going on. Obviously it's weird. Obviously it's fucked up. There's no doubt about that. But in what way is it weird? In what way is it fucked up? In what context was it done? Is it just a joke, or was he seriously a bad guy doing bad shit? You don't know, and neither do I. So why are you making this fucking judgment on him already? I'm not saying that James Gunn is a good dude. I don't know. These tweets are weird. But until there's more information, And if it's proven that he's never ever done anything really harmful to any children, then he's not a pedophile, which I doubt he is, then you're a fucking moron for jumping the gun on him.
Yeah.
But his career's over. He'll always be associated with this, and that's it. And this is what the fucked up thing is. There's no, it's guilty before any sort of, any sort of real trial or any sort of real chance to defend himself. It's just, you're guilty. That's it. It's over, and that's stuck with you forever.
Yeah, that could have been avoided if someone like Disney or, in other circumstances, whoever is the sort of employer, if they stood up for them and said, we're standing by this person until blah, 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 it gets sorted out. That could, defend someone's career and keep it intact. Whereas when companies, I feel like when companies just fire them, just get rid of them, push them away, no one else is then gonna stand by them, because why would they? So
I'm glad Batista did. And whether you agree with Batista or not for defending James Gunn, I respect that. I like that you've got this guy that he's got this mob after him. He's got people after him, and he did what looks like a bad thing. I agree with that. These tweets don't look good. But you've got Dave who's like, I know who he is as a person. It's the same way. You know what? It's the same as this. It's the same way Dave's defending him, saying, but I know who he really is as a real person, and you're wrong, and he doesn't deserve this. And it's the same way when you've done dumb tweets. This is the smaller scale I relate to. You've done dumb tweets that people don't understand your context, they don't understand you, they don't understand your humor, they don't know what's in your heart and who you are as a person, but I do. And that's why I've always defended you, and I always said, well, obviously that tweet's dumb and I don't agree with it. And I've told you that whenever I've thought that. But I've always said, anyone that ever called you racist or bigot, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. He's not. You don't know him. You don't understand his heart. You don't know his intentions. You don't know him.
Yeah.
You're a fucking top dude, and people don't give you that chance. They just judge you based on out of context tweets, and they're doing this here with this guy, and there's not enough evidence for anyone to make a judgment of him off this. To me, anyway, because it's Twitter. Because if you take Twitter this seriously, you've got more fucking problems to deal with in your life. If you're taking Twitter this seriously, fucking mutts.
It's ridiculous. I mean, like I said on Twitter that, you could take a bunch of my old tweets out of context, and that would make me look like a terrible person if you're just looking at the tweets, obviously. But you can't do that. That's ridiculous to do that. So yeah, it's just like I think being the way that I am and the tweets that I sometimes put out, I think I can more understand, because a lot of people are just like, oh, just look at the tweets, they're disgusting, and it's like, I mean, I think they're fucking weird, but if he's saying they're jokes and we don't know the joke or the context because they're fucking 10 years old, like, we're never gonna understand the joke. It is a joke, and that's just it. Like, you shouldn't take it seriously. You can't take his joke as a... If he was a fucking pedophile, why would he be tweeting about being a fucking pedophile? That's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I
mean, you can in 2018 because liberals love pedophiles now. So not liberals.
Love
the
is
left.
love.
There's a difference. The left love pedophiles.
Yeah.
Liberals don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being a modern liberal is sort of... it doesn't really have the same meaning, to be honest, as what it's meant to be a liberal. But
yeah, I mean, a real liberal. Real liberals don't really exist anymore. They're conservatives now.
Don't, they are.
Real liberals are conservatives, and fake liberals are on the left. But we're liberals. Love is one love, everybody. One love.
Even for pedophiles, unless it's James Gunn, and then that's not okay. And he's not even a pedophile.
And he's not even a pedophile. So, do you want to read some of the tweets and just trigger warning, everybody? But no, seriously, like some of this is pretty fucking weird. So if you don't want to hear this, I understand. Just skip probably like 2 minutes.
Yeah, some of it's weird, especially because it's so out of context that any of this
out
of
Some
context
of them are retweets and replies to things, and you don't even see.
You don't get it. You do not get it at all. And I think because I think a lot of people have gone like, oh, the context doesn't matter. Like, this is fucked up.
Of course it matters.
I know, and I think
everything that's ever said ever is context.
I think to prove the point that it does matter, I think I could dig through my Twitter and find some out of context shit and show you that. And people, obviously, that watch the podcast or listen to the podcast and watch my videos, and people that know me would be like, well, yeah, obviously, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't represent your opinion. That's just dumb tweets. and they get that because they know me, but people don't know James Gunn, and they're just going, oh, well, you know, he's tweeted that, he's a disgusting person, and it's like, well, you don't get it. Like, you don't get the fucking context.
This is why I always use hashtags, because I watch a lot of sport or live events or anything, and I'll tweet as I watch things.
Mm-hmm.
And I always make sure I use the hashtag, because I'll do things. Let's say I'm watching a fight and something happens. I'm like, holy fucking shit, get fucked. Hashtag UFC 226. But if I didn't use that hashtag, but imagine if I didn't use that hashtag, and it's just like,
yeah,
holy get fucked, and there's no hashtag. Then I'm like, what's talking about? You know what I mean?
So fucking funny.
Like,
oh god.
You know, but when you see his hashtag, it's like UFC 226. Oh, he must have been watching something live, and that was a live in context tweet to a live event that he was watching, and then hashtagging to talk about, to join a conversation, which is what Twitter's fucking for. You know what I mean? So the most important thing about Twitter is hashtags. You know what hashtags are for? Context. So you're telling me context isn't important, you fucking idiots? It's just so ridiculous and backwards. Anyway, let's read some of these tweets.
All right, I've got the tweets.
Because they're weird.
I've got the tweets up on screen, so.
I haven't even read them all. I might get halfway through this and be like, oh, Jesus, no, James, I've changed my mind. This guy's fucked. But I've read a few of them.
I can tell, I can tell from reading these that you can see there's meant to be a punchline, I feel, to these. They're not just statements of, like, bad things. Like, they're clearly meant to be jokes, even if they're not that good. I mean, they haven't aged very well. Like, I mean, you know. But I feel like I can tell where the joke was in a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, you've got the tweets up on the screen anyway.
I've got them on screen.
Yeah. So first one's like a retweet to Peter Alton. So you don't even know what he's retweeting, like, to talk about. But then he just says, I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. Shh. So what was he retweeting? For example, what could he be talking about, James, in context? He could be talking about children and boys, and that's a pedophile. He could be talking about someone's making a joke and he's talking about it could be about dwarves, bro. You know what I mean? It could be about a dwarf.
Yeah.
You don't know that. It could be about a dwarf. Or could just be about a 20-year-old, like a young guy. James Gunn's an older guy. He could just be talking. He could just be a gay thing. Like, and he's like, I like it when little touch me. And it's just a 20-year-old. It's called, in the gay community, there's people called twinks. They're like the small, skinny, you know, girly-looking guys. Twinks. They're young. Could be talking about twinks, bro. You don't know that.
He could be.
Are you homophobic? Are you fucking homophobic? Is that what you're telling me? You know what I'm saying? But, like, this could be a pedophile tweet. You're right. But it could be a million other things.
Well,
that could be a million other things.
It could be. And the way I look at it is, I mean, the retweet is, so the retweet, what is that? Because that's his tweet. Why does it say retweet in front of it?
That's the old Twitter. That was like back in the day what it used to do, early days of Twitter.
Oh, of course, yeah. So that was, so it was someone else saying it. He was retweeting it.
That was like quoting a tweet.
I would say what it is obviously, I mean, if James Gunn were a paedophile, I think it'd be fucking hilarious if he were literally just tweeting that and that was a genuine statement and he was honest and that was from the heart. He was just saying that. Yeah, that was it.
And then I've got an issue of why he wasn't followed up by the police from that tweet if he really was a pedophile. And I know a lot of conspiracy, and I bet you all the conspiracy theorists in the world are loving this because they're like, I've been saying for years that Hollywood's full of pedophiles, full of the pedophile vampires from the fifth dimension. They're coming through. The elite. The elite are trying to transcend into the fifth dimension. They're pedophile vampires. They worship the devil, and black helicopters are circling the building. And that's if you're Alex Jones, you're loving this because this is proof of every conspiracy of the time. The tweets James Gunn's made. So photo shoot. This is a funny tweet.
Okay.
Photo shoot with Amelie, Stevie Sparkle, and Melissa Pizza. I don't know who any of those people are.
No.
Trying to maintain a semi-chub so that I'll look impressive in these photos. If those aren't children that he's adding, that's a funny tweet. That's funny. I don't know that's funny. I think that's a funny tweet. That's hilarious.
It is.
Just a dude trying to make his dick look big in a photo to be impressive. That's funny.
That's true. But if he is tagging children, I mean, I get why people wouldn't like it, but also it's clearly a joke.
If he's tagging those are children he's in a photo shoot with, that's weird. That is weird.
Okay, you know what? I think it's. I think it's.
Is it a joke? Sure. I'm not saying it's not a joke. I'm just saying it doesn't make it not weird.
I think it's weird because if they are children, it's personal. Like he's atted them, and it's actual people. I think it would be a funny joke if, because sometimes you can like obviously it depends in the context, depends on the place, it depends on what you're including in the joke. I think the way that it's done, if those people that he's tagged are children, he's tagging them, and it's like a thing, like he knows these people, he's tagging them in a tweet. It's inappropriate. Even if it is a joke, it's inappropriate to do that and to include like actual children in his joke, obviously. Because I think in some places you can see jokes similar to things like this with stand-up comedy, and you get things like that. But obviously it's not a personal thing where they're actually talking about a real person and then being sexual about a real person sort of thing. But you can do pedophile jokes like that. But yeah, I think the big difference is actually including the people in it. I think that, to me, that's what makes it weird and less of a joke and more of even though it is a joke, it's not an appropriate joke to then include the people in it, sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't want to go through every tweet, but there's I'll point out a couple of weird ones. Like, there's some ones that don't make any sense to me, like have no meaning to me, and I don't understand any context at all. Like the Hardy Boys and the mystery of what it feels like when Uncle Bernie fists me. #sad children's books. What is that? I don't know. Like, I don't understand. 3 men and a baby they had sex with. #unromantic movies. What? Like, okay. They don't even make sense.
They don't make sense. Yeah, they don't make sense. This
hotel shower is the weakest ever. Felt like a 3-year-old was peeing on my head. That's not a... What? He's just saying 3-year-olds must... We're all 3 at some point. We know we pee weak when we're 3.
Yeah, that's a dumb one. That's a really dumb one. That couldn't even be, like, misconstrued. Like, that's just stupid.
He's just saying they've got a weak stream. As a man, I have a stronger stream than when I was 3. I do. My stream's powerful.
James Gunn was 3 at one point. I'm sure he knows.
I've heard. I heard one of my mates the other day peeing. I could hear he peed with the most powerful stream I've ever heard in my life. I could hear it from the other side of the house. And he came back and dude, did you break the toilet with the stream? You know what I mean? But when you're 3, you don't have a strong one. That's all he's saying. It's a weak fucking shower. He replied to @Drew @HitFix. Honesty's the best policy. Tell your 3-year-old you're laughing thinking of fucking 3PO. He'll appreciate it when older.
What?
I don't understand. What's 3PO? Am I dumb?
Do I know what that is? C-3PO from fucking Star Wars. What is 3PO?
This? Oh, of me fucking 3PO.
Does that even make sense?
I don't even understand that. Yeah.
But no, he's a pedophile, actually, I think. I think that's what that means.
Yeah, look, they're weird, but also there's no real context to them. Yeah, this is dumb. Honestly,
this is dumb.
I'm honestly more on Tim. I'm more on. I almost said Tim Gunn, the fucking fashion guy.
I love Tim Gunn. You directed Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm more on James Gunn's side now. Honestly, after those tweets, I'm like, they could mean anything. Could he be a pedophile? I guess it's possible. You're right.
So
I guess
I'm
not saying he's
be a fucking pedophile.
But so could anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, and I think if Hollywood's full of pedophiles and we don't know it, I don't think the guy that's actually tweeting about this shit is the one that is. It's probably the people that don't do that at all.
Yeah, no. Also,
I'd look at the person that's the most aggressive at him and be like, I got skeptical hippo eyes on you, to be honest, right now.
I think it's funny as well, because these tweets are over like a 5-year period. Like, that's a long fucking time, and there's not that many. You really got to look at all of his tweets. Well, it's not like he's tweeted all of these in like a week. That'd be a bit weird. He's obsessed with, like, pedophile jokes. Like, I mean, good for you, but, like, that's a bit weird. But this is 5 years. Like, that's a long fucking time that he's been tweeting. Like, this is... I'm sure he did a lot of fucking edgy jokes in that 5-year period.
Yeah,
probably some good jokes. Probably a lot of misses there based on these. But,
a lot of misses,
some of them were pedophile jokes. Some of them were. Some of them are probably other things as well. You know, it does.
Some of them I don't know what they mean. I don't know. I simply do not know.
Yeah, exactly. And like like I think anyone's opinion would change if you showed someone a list of tweets and said these were tweeted in a 5-year period or these tweets were tweeted in like a 5-day period. I think it makes a big fucking difference as well to be like what you know. I mean, but either way, the tweets are still very vague, and also one way. You know, it's just he tweets a lot of edgy jokes, and I think he's trying a bit too hard to be edgy, sort of like, I mean, I went through that phase. It's all right, James Gunn, I get it. And also, the other thing is, you know, it's, I mean, the other way, if it was like they were all sort of consecutive and that's sort of all he tweeted, it's like, I mean, that's a bit, I mean, it is a bit weird. It's like, you know, why are you trying so hard? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there are more tweets, and we've got Travis in the chat here who's going off about conspiracy, saying now that Hollywood is full of pedophiles. It's real though. It's real, you idiot. And then just said there's more tweets. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure there are more tweets, and
a few more. But is there
I'm sure
enough
Hollywood.
to make
I'm
it,
sure Hollywood is full of sexual predators. I believe it, no doubt about it.
Like
Do I believe
everywhere
that?
in the world.
We already know that they're full of sexual predators. What the Me Too movement was that. I'm sure, dude, 100% with all these child actors, there are fucking Hollywood execs, heaps of pedophiles.
Yeah,
heaps of them. No doubt about it. I'm just saying I don't think James Gunn is one of them. And I was making a joke about conspiracy theorists. So don't be so sensitive, first of all. It's a joke.
Yeah. Look, I'm telling you what right now, if I were a fucking pedophile, I definitely wouldn't be tweeting about it. You know, or maybe I would. Maybe throw them off my scent a little bit. So maybe James Gunn is a paedophile. I don't think so, though.
James Gunn's tweets were factual. I have the documents right here.
It's all honesty. It's just he's been drinking a lot, and he wanted to be really honest with Twitter, and so he tweeted, "This may be the plant version of adopting a damaged 12-year-old girl who steals your money and accuses you of molesting her." And that was honesty.
He took the chemicals in the water that made the frogs gay. He's on Adderall, as all these Hollywood execs are. He's on the Adderall. I have the documents right here.
I agree.
Yeah, that's
do you know what? I agree.
Yeah, so do I.
God.
And hilarious. Anyway, that's James Gunn. That's the James Gunn shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Weird. On to something a bit different, a bit better. Comic-Con 2018. Shit's been going on. Lots of movie trailers. Nothing huge. Nothing that I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited and happy. Something for you there is.
Clone Wars?
Yeah, I could not care less. Could not care any less.
Man.
Yeah, so hashtag Clone Wars saved. How did you feel finding out about Star Wars: The Clone Wars coming back after Rebels is ended?
Oh my god, so fucking happy. I didn't know what was going on. I saw the thing on Twitter, and there was like the leaked like pictures, and I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was so confusing because I didn't expect it would ever be a thing, so I didn't really understand what the fuck was happening. And I gave myself a moment. I didn't want to like freak out immediately. I was like, let's just wait a minute and figure out what exactly is going on. And yeah, man, I can't believe they're fucking doing more Clone Wars. I'm so fucking hyped for this shit. I mean, it's not coming until, you know, late next year. I believe it's coming with Disney's streaming service, right? They're like launching them together or something. It's one of the things, I think. I don't remember, but yeah, fucking hell, I'm super fucking hyped. Super fucking hyped.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was like, that's cool for people that like Clone Wars, I guess. Other than that, like, it's just another story in between that already know how it ends, and then we've seen Rebels and know how that ends now, so who cares?
Oh, no, don't. That's upsetting.
Yeah. Is Darth Maul in it, even though he's actually dead?
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, you know.
Darth Maul's in it.
Is Ahsoka in it, even though she's not actually a real Star Wars character in canon?
Stop it.
You know what I mean? Like,
stop hurting my feelings.
Ahsoka and Ezra, not actually real Star Wars characters. You do realize that, don't you? They're not a part of it. They're not real. They're not in canon. You watch Force Awakens, or you watch Last Jedi, you watch the original Star Wars trilogy, no Ahsoka. Revenge of the Sith, why did they not mention Ahsoka? Do you know why? It's not a real character.
No.
No. Ezra? Not real character. Not part of it. You do get that, don't you? Does that feel like weird to be invested in a show that's not real and has no relevance to the overarching world that is Star Wars.
I'm done.
You didn't answer the question.
I'm not listening to the question.
Okay. Well, just saying. Clone Wars. Hashtag Clone Wars sucks. So, you know.
This is upsetting.
Yeah, anyway. Good for you. I'm happy for you, James.
I don't like discussing these Star Wars shows with you.
You get the fake canon shows for Star Wars. I hope you enjoy it. I really do. Because I know how much you like them and enjoyed them. It's a nice little fantasy, you know, that you live in with that. That's nice. I appreciate it. I miss being 6 too. But anyway, another thing you really like, dude, Comic-Con, dude, the best thing that came out of Comic-Con, Doctor Who. How good was Doctor Who?
Oh god. Oh god, that was honestly disgusting. That trailer was fucking disgusting. I felt horrible.
I do want to ask you this. Mm-hmm. Are you, because the new Doctor's a female?
Yeah.
Are you, for that context of the reasoning behind it, the whole political reasoning they've done that, has that made you biased towards? Doesn't matter what they do in the show, you'll hate it. Do you think?
No, I don't think so. They did a lot of political stuff in a lot of recent seasons, mostly Series 10, the most recent one. They did a lot of political things in it, with like gender stuff, and it was like, this isn't what I watched the show for, like, and it became almost like a superficial, almost like a parody of Doctor Who, and I feel like that's what it is now, and it's weird. Every series becomes more and more aimed at like children, whereas, you know, the stuff with David Tennant and the early stuff with Matt Smith, it really took itself seriously, and it was a family show. You know, kids could watch it, but also it was serious. It had a lot of depth to it. It was interesting. It was good. It wasn't like by any means the greatest show, but it was good.
The David Tennant one's the only series I ever watched of Doctor Who, and I really liked it. There's some really good episodes. Like the Stone Angel ones is the one that I liked probably the most.
That's very good.
Like, I really enjoyed that stuff, and I didn't realize, I thought Doctor Who was a kid's show, but then I watched those sort of episodes and I was like, wow, that was really nice. I never watched any of the Matt Smith ones, but I do like Matt Smith a lot. But yes, and definitely, I did watch the new trailer and I thought, yeah, this just looks fucking kind of
so cringe,
childish.
Just childish, but not in the sense where, because a lot of people have been like, oh, Doctor Who, you know, it's always been a bit childish and a bit silly, and it's like, I agree, like, it was always charming, I think, and like, sort of, there was a lot of, it was a bit quirky, I don't know, but it's childish in a different way. It's childish in a way where it's like I don't know, like, it's just, it's difficult to describe it properly, but it's like the stuff with the Doctor being female, I disagree with it doesn't make sense in terms of lore anyway, but I don't really give a shit, like, whatever, fuck it. It also doesn't make sense in terms of the Doctor, because the Doctor's always been male. He's been male for like 2,000 years of his life. Like, for him to just suddenly become female, it's like, it kind of does away with a lot of things. Like, he's like a grandfather type figure, and for him to suddenly become this young woman is like, right, well, okay, I don't know about that. And fucking Jodie Whittaker's a really good actor as well. Like, in stuff she's been in the past, she's really fucking good. But in this trailer, it just seemed like this weird, like, cringy, just, no, it's like the people who made it went, right, I know you can act, but like, try not to for this. It's just so weird. The whole trailer was just, the tone was not what I wanted. It felt like just this sort of, oh yeah, we're just gonna have a bit of fun and, you know, whatever. And it's like, that's good. If the kids want to watch that, they can watch it, but it's clearly not for me anymore. Like, it's just not. So whatever, just not. Just not a fan of that at all. It's not what I look for in Doctor Who, and it's, I was considering giving it a chance, but after that trailer, I'm probably just not gonna fucking watch it. I'm done with that show until they decide to take it seriously again.
Yeah, fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. I feel sorry for you, because I hate to see a show I love that much.
Yeah, I mean,
it's become totally irrelevant. Then again, you already like irrelevant shows. Hashtag Clone Wars sucks. Anyway,
okay.
Hashtag Defenders is dumb. So yeah. Anyway,
go away.
You're so easy to trigger. You're so easy. Stupid Marvel TV shows and Star Wars. Waste of time.
Go enjoy your fucking kissing booth. Fuck off, man.
Oh, dude, I tell you what. Speaking of shows that I'm obsessed with, the new season of Suits started this week.
Oh God.
Season 8 of Suits. I watched episode 1, but like, there's no Meghan Markle in it or Mike Ross, the main character. Like those two, they've left the show. The two main characters. Well, she was like the third main character. Mike, Harvey, then Rachel. Rachel's left. Mike's left. So it's like watching a TV show with your favorite side characters, and there's no main characters in it. Like that's what the show. I watched the episode. I was like, oh, I just watched 3 side storylines without a main storyline. Like it was good. Like it was 3 good side storylines, but there was no. I didn't care because it's just kind of like what not much of a consequence. It's just side storylines. There's no main storyline to be super invested in. It was weird.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
Funny. Anyway, what came out of Comic-Con? Aquaman. We're really starting with the shit stuff, to be honest. We'll get into the good stuff in a sec, I swear to God. Aquaman got a trailer, and though the director of Aquaman is James Wan, an Australian director who made Saw, the first Saw, not the other Saws that were shit, the good one. The Insidious movies, the Conjuring movies. He's the greatest modern horror director of our time. Love James Wan.
Yeah. Went
to my university, did film there, no big deal. I love him. He did this movie. He made this movie, filmed in Australia. So there's that. I never will watch DC movies, but there's that. I'm like, but James Wan made it. So like maybe it will be good. Mm-hmm. But then I watched the trailer, and I'm like, all set though, aren't I?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Aquaman trailer?
Yeah, I did put out a tweet about it. I said, I think it looks like it could be possibly. Now, when I say this, you've got to remember that all DC movies suck. It's maybe the best of the DCU. I feel like it could be better than Wonder Woman, just simply because it doesn't have like this dark filter over the lens the whole time. But it's not. It doesn't look like it's that good. It looks like it could be like maybe a fun superhero movie if you like that, I guess. But I don't have any interest in the universe. I don't really want to just go see an okay, fun sort of superhero movie. So I don't really care. But I mean, it doesn't look fucking terrible. But it also doesn't look like it's gonna be like, oh yeah, this looks really good. It's sort of like, yeah, okay.
And of course, it's got Zack Snyder's terrible color correcting on it over it to make everything look darker, because the whole universe has to do that now because he did that.
Yeah.
So every movie just looks slightly darker than it needs to for no reason. Like, was this filmed on a 1970s video camera? Like, is that what this was filmed on? Like, why is it so dark?
Yeah.
Is there no lighting budget whatsoever?
The big thing at the end of the trailer sort of shows. I mean, I guess it looks like the final battle is you've got like, I think it was like a bunch of sharks against like seahorses. That might be entirely wrong. I don't remember it. All I remember is underwater, and it was all really dark. And there was a big red glowing light, and everything was CGI, and I was like, yeah, that looks like every DC movie. The ending battle where, like, Wonder Woman, you've got all the fucking fire and a massive grey CGI bloke. And then you've got the end of Justice League, where you've got everything's fucking red, and you've got all these flying CGI bat things. And now you've got with fish underwater, and it's the same thing. And that's everything they do, and it's like, I said on Twitter, I don't have a problem with CGI. Like, Marvel uses CGI all the time. Like, CGI is a big part of these movies. That's fine. But it's the fact that it's always dark and grey and horrible. It looks fucking ugly. It looks shit. And that's, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know about this.
Are you going to see Aquaman?
No, probably not.
Yeah. I'm 1,000,000% not. Yeah, I don't see DC movies. I don't support DC unless it's a standalone Batman movie. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, when does Aquaman even come out?
Oh, is there? I don't know. There is one.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know there was. I didn't know they were making one. I thought Ben Affleck left.
No,
I knew they were trying to make one back in the day.
I was talking about Aquaman.
Oh, I
was thinking, was
Batman.
Aquaman? Yeah, but I was saying, was Aquaman coming out?
Oh, who cares? I don't know.
I don't know either. Talking about Batman though, when are they doing? Are they still doing a Batman?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Once this universe dies, then hopefully they'll do something else.
Maybe.
God, I miss the Dark Knight. God, why couldn't Nolan make another Dark Knight movie? Son of a bitch. God, that pisses me off. Let's finish off with the last shit one. Shazam trailer.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That looked fucking bad. Like, really fucking bad. Oh, God, no. Yeah, no, terrible. Fuck
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I watched the trailer. I was like, I didn't even know Shazam was a hero, and it's just like, oh, it's a kid that can turn into a superhero adult with a full power body, and
that's so bad.
He's just kind of got like he's got the wit of a 10-year-old in a man's body. I'm like, oh, that's adorable in never at all. So get fucked.
It's just so cringy. Like, that is so fucking cringy. Just a terrible idea.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Wasn't like The Rock supposed to be in Shazam or something like that?
I don't know. I didn't even know this movie was happening until the trailer came out. And I was like, wow, what the fuck?
I remember them talking about it like years ago, but I didn't know they made it. Like I was surprised when the trailer came out. Like, oh, I didn't know that was happening this soon. Like I didn't realize.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't even know he was a superhero. I didn't know he was a real guy. Like, and then all of a sudden I saw the trailer and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what is? It came out of nowhere for me. I didn't even know it was a thing. And I don't care. And I watched it and it was really shit. Is that in the DCEU or is that separate? Is that standalone?
It's in the DCEU, I believe.
Okay, well,
I believe from what I've heard. But then again, I know very little to nothing. I've never seen a DCEU movie except Man of Steel. I've never seen the other movies. So
yeah. Oh god. What a fucked universe.
God, I'm a genius. I literally saw Man of Steel. I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in any of these, and then I never saw another one. I've seen scenes from like Batman vs Superman. I've seen scenes from Justice League, but I haven't seen the movies.
I've seen Man of Steel.
I reckon
I've seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah, haven't seen Wonder Woman. Will not see Wonder Woman. Haven't seen Justice League. Will not see Justice League.
Was there any
not going to see Aquaman. Not gonna, Suicide Squad.
Oh, I did watch that. Not at the cinema, but I did watch it.
Yeah, I'm not watching that. No, thanks. Speaking of these Joker movies, there's 2 Joker movies being made.
Oh yeah.
One I will not see, and I'm not going to see, and the other one I'm very excited about.
Right.
Which you've got the Jared Leto Joker movie, which I will not see and I'm not interested in seeing ever. Because it's Jared Leto Joker sucked to me and was dumb from what the scenes I've seen of Suicide Squad, because I've seen some scenes. Like I've watched a lot of the Joker scenes because I wanted to see if he was any good, and I didn't think he was any good at it. And I love Jared Leto, but I just thought it was shit. Yeah. But they're doing a Jack and Phoenix?
I don't know. I don't even know what that is. What are you saying? What's that?
The actor.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
No, let me Google.
He's in Gladiator. He's the bad guy from Gladiator. He played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. The movie Her.
Oh yeah, of course I know this guy. Yeah. I'm looking at him now. Yeah, I know this guy.
So he's playing the Joker in like a standalone, not involved in the DCEU, just a separate Joker movie.
Oh, I did hear about this. I did hear about this
story. I'm excited for that because I think he's a tremendous actor. I think he'd actually do a really great job.
Oh yeah, that could be good. I'll see it when it's out.
That I'm interested in. It's not a part of the DCU, so that I can get behind that.
Yeah.
And I thought he's such an easy guy to hate when you look at like the Gladiator movie.
Yeah. I agree.
But who's directing that?
Oh, I don't know. It was someone good, wasn't it? I remember it. Hang on, Joker standalone film.
Because I heard that Scorsese might have been involved in it.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard. There was some talks about that.
Who's my favorite director of all time, but The script is said to be dark, but will give a unique look at the villainous character. The script is written by director Todd Phillips and Scott Silver. The story is described as an exploration of a man disregarded by society, not only a gritty character study, but also a broader cautionary tale. So it doesn't look like it's being... Yeah, no, it doesn't look like Scorsese's involved in this.
Oh, what happened to that then?
They've even given him a name. We learned that Phoenix's character will begin the film as Arthur Fleck, before the series of events that drives him to become the Joker. As we told you before, Phillips' film will follow Fleck as he returns to a city on the brink. We believe that Fleck will return home to live with his aging, perhaps dying mother, Penny, in her apartment. It's here that he'll likely meet Sophie Drummond, the single mother set to be played by Zazie Beetz, and begin his descent into madness, described as the exploration of a man disregarded by society. It's only a gritty character study, but also a broader cautionary tale.
I don't know about an origin story. That's a bit... it's like kind of the thing you shouldn't really do for the Joker. I don't know about that.
But I mean, there's a million ways you can do it. Like, it's like, this will be one Joker movie, but that's not then the Joker's origin story in every universe.
Yeah, obviously.
You know what I mean?
Obviously.
So I can just accept that. I'm like, okay, this is a tale of the Joker, but it's not the Joker. You know what I mean?
What I like
Ledger's Joker is still Ledger's Joker. Jack Nicholson's Joker is still Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah, and obviously in the comics, like in any form of media, obviously no one ever knows the Joker's origin. This is just one take on maybe this could be it, you know. And I get that, but I don't know. Like the way they normally do Joker origins, if they ever do them, is sort of like Joker telling a story, and like he could be lying. Like he always lies about his origin. He, like, you know, that's the only way we ever really know is when the Joker sort of tells people. But
I would have loved. I heard someone say this about this. So there's a movie I don't want to talk about from Comic-Con, the movie Glass, and Glass is involved in the M. Night Shyamalan films, Split and Unbreakable. Now the thing about you find out if you watch the movie, you know the movie Split.
Yes, yeah,
came out last year. It was like that split personality movie.
Yeah.
You find out Split was just, you thought it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, a weird horror with this guy with a million personalities, and he abducts these girls. But the spoiler alert for Split, at the end of Split, you find out it's set in the same universe as like the 15-year-old movie Unbreakable with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
With these semi-superheroes. Not superheroes, but like they've got these weird powers, like Mr. Glass, who's Samuel L. Jackson, who's like can break. But I know the story of Unbreakable, but I haven't seen Unbreakable, whereas I've seen Split. So like anyway, there's context. Now Glass is the movie where they're bringing these like this character from Split's in it, the guy from Split's in it. So is Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. They're bringing these worlds together in this like combination, and it's called Glass.
That's pretty cool.
I'm very excited for it, and I'm gonna go try to find. It's not Unbreakable wasn't Netflix, it's not anymore, so I'm gonna try to find Unbreakable to watch, because the Glass looks fucking awesome. So it's like a sequel to Unbreakable and Split in a combination movie. It looks tremendous. I think I loved the idea of that.
Yeah, I might have to watch those.
But the idea behind a Joker movie doing something, let's say that Split did, and hear me out here. You've just got this movie. All you know is about it is it's just this movie starring Phoenix, this guy Phoenix, with Jack and Phoenix, and you get a trailer and it's just him looking after a dying mother and kind of this descent into madness. That's all you know. Like, you don't even know it's a Joker movie until the end. Like, there's no marketing. No one's telling you it's a Joker movie. It's just a movie. And it comes out and the marketing is just a movie. And then when you see the movie and it ends and the guy becomes the fucking Joker, would that not be one of the coolest moments ever when you're in the cinema watching that? And then you just think and you're just watching this movie and you're just like, wow, this is fucking weird, this is crazy, and then he becomes the fucking Joker at the end and you're like, oh my god,
that'd be so fucking good.
Yeah,
that'd be so sick.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just saying
yeah,
that would be cool. But anyway, let's talk about Glass more.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. So
trailer then? Pull up the trailer for Glass.
Will we not get copyrighted for that?
You put on the small screen.
We might. All right, I'll try.
Flip it, fucking flip it, for God's sake.
How the fuck do I do that?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll figure it out. Hang on. Let's go display. Oh shit, there's this. Hang on. Oh no. Is that? Oh no.
So it starts off. So the movie's about like those three characters like in this therapy room, and they're studying them. They're in like a psych ward, and they're studying them. They're studying people that think they're superheroes because these three people think they have superpowers. Like the Split guy thinks he's ultra powerful, even though like the Beast personality, like the most evil personality in the movie Split, bent fucking bars like with super strength. So they believe they're superheroes so much so that they are superheroes, but then like Mr. Glass can like survive breaking every bone in his body or something like that, and then like that's the whole unbreakable thing.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try.
It's just weird. It's just this weird like, Split wasn't even known to be part of this universe, and then it's just revealed at the end it is part of the universe. Now they're making a movie combining them together. It's just, I just think that's such a cool concept to do.
Yeah, I do like that idea. That's very cool.
Yeah, it makes me want to see those two old ones, and the trailer looks great.
There you go.
And it's in theaters in January in 2019. Who is the girl? What's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy as Casey Cook, the only captive survivor in the Encounter of the Beast. Oh, yeah. So they've got the survivor encounter from the fucking Split movie as well. She's in it. Following the conclusion of Split, Glass finds Dunn pursuing Crumb's superhuman figure, the Beast, in a series of escalating encounters, while the shadowy presence of Price emerges as an orchestrator who holds secrets critical to both men. Okay, so Charlene Woodard, she's like the woman who's like studying them in the psych ward, and she's kind of weird the way she talks to them when she's studying them. I think she's probably one of them too, like one of these people that think she's got superpowers. That's why she's so interested in them, trying to understand them so she can understand herself. That's what I think the big twist at the end will be, because M. Night Shyamalan movies all have to have some stupid twist. Honestly, some of the worst movies I've ever seen though are M. Night Shyamalan movies. One being The Happening, probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. But then he's also made good movies like Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, and Split's pretty good too. So it's weird. The Village, I've never seen The Village, but I've heard it's good.
All right, well, I just had it up on screen, skipped through it a little bit.
Yeah, anyway.
And managed to flip it, so that's great.
Yeah. So it should be fine. And there's no sound to it anyway.
No.
Yeah, cool. So don't worry about it. I can get a fucking copyright for that anyway. For the $2 you'll make from this. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Glass. That's something that I thought looked very cool coming out of Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know anything about any of that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, now you know. Fantastic Beasts 2.
Was there a new trailer?
Yeah, there was a new trailer for
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it, and I never even saw the first movie. I tried to watch the first movie, and I couldn't get through it. I watched 10 minutes.
I quite liked it. I quite liked the first one. But then again, I like Harry Potter, and you don't.
I don't not like Harry Potter.
Well, but you do talk a lot of shit about it, to be fair.
Yeah, like, I just think it's overrated. Like, it's fine. Like, I think Harry Potter's good, but it's not, like, great. It's not that good.
I think it's really good. I really like it.
Like, I thought, I love the books. The books are tremendous. I love the Harry Potter books. Mm-hmm. I grew up on those books. I think the first couple movies are fantastic as well. Chamber of Secrets is fucking awesome. I think the Chamber of Secrets movie is amazing. I think the Philosopher's Stone movie is also really good. The Sorcerer's Stone, for fucking Americans, you dicks. And I hated that, actually. I always never understood that there was fucking different titles for the Harry Potter books depending on who you were.
I don't get it.
And people, once I was like, the Sorcerer's Stone, I'm like, what the fuck is the Sorcerer's Stone? You mean the Philosopher's Stone? You cunt.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But yeah, I don't care about that. I thought after Goblet of Fire onwards, the movie sucked, and it's because they ruined Voldemort. Yeah, once they revealed Voldemort, and he looked like a baby with no nose. Like, he just looked stupid. You took this villain that was the most menacing, scary, horrific villain, and made him look dumb. And I'm like, oh, cool.
You think?
All
I think he looks
tension
cool.
from this movie's gone. No, we've gone through this before. I've told you, I fucking hate Voldemort in the movies.
Oh.
I was terrified of Voldemort when I remember I first watched The Philosopher's Stone in cinemas. I was very young. I would have been 7 when The Philosopher's Stone came out. And I was terrified.
How would you have Voldemort look then? How does he look in the books?
What do you mean? How does he look? I don't know.
Well, how do they describe him in the books?
He doesn't have...
Oh, I think you just cut out there. I don't know what you just said.
Well, like, let's say no, I was just mumbling.
Oh, right.
So Voldemort, you know, in the first couple of movies, he's, you know, this hooded, cloaked figure. You don't even see his face.
Yeah.
And then when it's revealed, he's a guy without a nose.
Yeah, because snakes.
He just looks. No, he's a person. He's not actually a snake though. He just looks dumb.
He didn't look like that before.
And the guy who
plays
him is not good. He's not a villain character. I don't think the guy who plays him. I like the actor that plays him, but I don't think he's a villain guy.
I don't know.
I'm like looking
him.
at Google image pictures of Voldemort, and he looks shit. I always thought he looked shit. And after I saw him, I remember watching The Goblet of Fire, and they get to the end, they reveal him. I'm like, oh, that's Voldemort? Wow, why was I ever scared of him? He looks dumb. And then the movie sucked after that. The movies also did just suck in general. I think I liked the first Deathly Hallows movie, kind of, but then I didn't really like any of the other movies that much. I watched all of them. I still watched them all because Harry Potter, and I liked them. Like, I don't think the whole thing sucks or anything. Like, I love Harry Potter, the story. I love the books. I'm not involved in them anymore. Like, I haven't reread them or read any of the books in like 10 years, and nor have I watched the movies. I think I watched Chamber of Secrets maybe 2 years ago because I like the Chamber of Secrets. But other than that, I don't pay much attention to Harry Potter. And I tried to watch Fantastic Beasts, and I didn't really care about it at all. So I turned it off.
Well, that's sad. I like Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I mean, am I looking forward to the next one? I guess, kind of. Like
Jude Law's playing Dumbledore young. That's pretty cool, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, I am interested for sure. I like the Harry Potter universe a lot, so I'm looking forward to it. And I like the first one, so it should be a good time.
So, Brendan said the books describe him. He had red eyes, snake-like features, a flat nose, and the appeal of a demon.
Well, he doesn't have red eyes in the movies, but everything else. I mean, you know, I don't know what the appeal of a demon means.
Just like, I'm looking at him like he just looks like a dude without a nose, though. Like, he literally just looks like a dude, a non-scary dude without a nose. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, but J.K. Rowling wrote that.
I don't care, man. I do not care. He just looks dumb.
I like Voldemort. I think he looks good.
And when he was just in the hood and he just like... I remember the flashback scene in Philosopher's Stone where Hagrid's telling Harry the story about his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the flashback, he's just this hooded figure that's just menacingly, without a care in the world, waltzing into a front door of this house and murdering parents and trying to murder a baby. That was horrifying. Like, the way he walked hooded, you didn't know what he looked like, you never saw his face. And then once you do see his face, it's like, oh, lol, you're not even scary. That's why I was like the books better. But the books also, the story's also just better in the books, like in the sense of like they don't skip things. Oh my god! Dude, at least I can read a book. You fucking.
God.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Harry Potter.
What else came out of Comic-Con? Or is that it?
Spider-Man. There's a new Robin Hood movie that looks alright. Spider-Man PS4 story trailer.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was fun too. I'm excited for Spider-Man PS4. But I don't really have anything to add to it. It just looks like they're doing Batman Arkham in Spider-Man. Like an excuse where all the villains escape, and then you've got a free roam world where you hunt down villains, some part of the main story, and some are probably side missions. Like, it's like Batman Arkham Knight in Spider-Man. Nothing wrong with that. Arkham game's great. So, you know, it's all good. That's something else. I don't know what else. There was another Christopher Robin trailer. That was tremendous.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
But yeah, there's just stuff. There's not a lot of big Marvel stuff. I was hoping for a Captain Marvel trailer, to be honest.
Yeah, but no.
But no. I guess because, I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp we haven't even seen yet.
No, still not out.
Which is it's fucking dumb, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's
hey, bro, that's old news, bro. That's old shit.
That's annoying, but oh
well. Okay, so Patreon topics. Let's do Patreon topics to round off this podcast. Now, a few of them we've already talked about because they were like Comic-Con related stuff. So let's get up Patreon topics. I mean, we didn't really need the Patreon topics. We've done 2 hours, but let's just smash through them.
True.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's just do them.
I put them up there, so let's get through them. We'll go. I want to end with advice thread because that's a good fun way to end it. So we'll do advice thread.
I can get these up on screen.
Oh, cool. Let's start with Massive Myet, who's been in the chat today. I'm not sure if he's still here. Who says, "What?" And if by the way, if you want to be able to post topics and hear what we talk about, just $1 a month on Patreon.com/LazerzZ, you can become a sweet vintage lad like these people. Okay, Massive Myet said, "What do you think Sony and Microsoft have to majorly improve in the next generation of consoles? I think both need to rethink the entire online strategy, as PC have completely free online pay, whereas consoles have to pay £40 a year. I also think Sony need to add backwards compatibility as well as constant 60 FPS on all games." Probably just being a spoiled PC gamer here. Do you think just graphical improvements are enough in 2020 or 2021? James,
2021.
Yeah, 2021. I think Microsoft need to focus on video games and exclusives. That's their focus.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job with their online, with Xbox Live and Game Pass. I think Game Pass is the future. I think I get what he's saying about the whole online features. I think they need to rethink their online strategy in the sense of you shouldn't have to pay to play online, but there still needs to be those. I think there's no reason not to have these online services that are payable to get the extra bonuses, like gold members, like, get your free games a month, get access to certain things. I don't think you need that. Means you shouldn't be able to play online when you've bought a game already. That's ridiculous to me, and that needs to be kind of rethought. But I think Game Pass is the future, and Sony need to jump on that probably next, where I was looking at Game Pass. There's not enough games in there for me to get it, especially because most of the games that I want to play I already own outright. But, to have a pay by the month like a Netflix and you get a bunch of games on it, especially brand new games, will be up on that. So you only need to spend $100, let's say pounds, $100 for a brand new game when you just pay the $10 a month and you'll get that game when it comes out. Yeah. And you can stop paying it whenever you want.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that in terms of games and stuff. And obviously there's the obvious things of all games should really, like with this next generation of consoles, all games really should be in 4K. You really should be doing 60 frames per second. That's just the obvious things, right? Because obviously, like PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One X is very close to that. You can either do 4K or you can do 1080p 60. I feel like the next step maybe is 4K 60 frames, or 4K as a standard. Just because, in terms of graphical things, obviously you've got the general graphical improvements, like they're going to be able to make, have higher poly counts in things and, do better physics and all that stuff. That's obvious. That always comes with next gen. But yeah, like you said, in terms of what do they do next console, like next generation of consoles, the next console cycle, obviously I feel like PlayStation really needs to adopt what Xbox is doing with Xbox Live and all those features, and then Xbox really needs some really good exclusives to draw people in. So yeah.
Yeah, mainly being hopefully Halo Infinite does really well. Fable 4 gets announced and does really well. And these Gears of War games they're investing in do well.
Yeah, maybe a new IP as well. That might be cool to see what they can do with some more original stuff.
Well, they are working on something. They did open that studio in Santa Monica. Yeah, true. Near where Naughty Dog is. So I assume that's Innovation Studios or whatever it's called. I don't know, something like that. I have no idea. So that I assume is making something new, like a new IP or something. Yeah. So that'll be cool. The next topic is King Richard III, who says, "What would you like to see in a sequel to L.A. Noire?" Oh, my God. Also, due to your advice, I saw the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings films, and I want to say thank you. I fucking loved it. You're welcome. Now, James, you take this L.A. Noire topic because I haven't played it because I fucking don't.
Sequels to L.A. Noire? I don't know whether I necessarily want a sequel, to be honest. I think I would love a detective game like L.A. Noire. set in, you know, I mean, New York or LA or, you know, wherever, somewhere interesting, doing these, like, having these really, really cool sort of crime mysteries. I'd really like that. I want there to be more player choice. I'd like, obviously, a proper open world and stuff like that. I think would be interesting. And you don't just have to have these crimes as the main thing. Like, obviously, you can do something like, if you look at, like, a crime drama, as, like, a TV show, for example, you don't just have the day-to-day crimes and that's the show. Like, you have these overarching plots with the drama, with the characters, and with relationships, and with, you know, these other things happening. And I feel like that would make a really good crime game, is you have these crimes you have to investigate, but also you have these other story missions where you're dealing with stuff that's character-based and, you know, overarching story-based, not just the crimes. So I feel like that would be a good mix for a game. And I feel like someone could do it. I feel like, you know, maybe someone like Rockstar or whatever. Obviously, the guys who made LA Noire went bankrupt, so obviously they wouldn't do it. But, you know, I don't think I necessarily want an LA Noire sequel, but I would like a crime-type game thing. So I think it's a good genre.
Yeah, cool. I'll skip the next topic because we'll come back to that. McZed's topic. All right. So the next one is Oscar, who says, do you think Naughty Dog will ever make another Jak and Daxter game? I don't think they will, but I'd love them to, because I love Jak and Daxter. I'd love to see a remaster, like collection, like they've done with Crash.
That'd be interesting. And Spyro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's what I want to see.
That'd be one. Yeah, that'd be one for those remastered collections. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. And then the other ones at the end here are pretty much what we've covered. Seth said thoughts on San Diego Comic-Con 2018 so far. I've already talked about that. Jiminy said, hello, lads. Have you both seen the Shazam and Aquaman trailer that came out recently? We've already talked about that. Yeah. Shazam didn't look all that good, in my opinion. Aquaman looked all right. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Well, we've already talked about it. Thanks, Jiminy, though, for the topic.
Good.
All right. Let's go back to McZed68, who's a follow. So for those who don't know, because this is a Kill kind of Clubhouse exclusive concept usually, which is our advice thread, where people ask us for our advice on their personal issues, whether it's relationships, dating, family, schooling, things like that, just life advice in general. And last week on Clubhouse, McZed68 asked us this, and I'll read last week's topic and then I'll talk about what the follow-up is. Okay. He said, hello, big boys. I'm in a friendship group with 3 boys, including me, and 3 girls. I like one of the girls. One of the other boys in the group tried it with her, feeling her up and stuff, but she got very pissed off and had a massive argument with him. What should I do? Try something with her now or wait till they're okay together? I'm scared she'll do the same thing and get pissed off at me and not talk to me. She's so fit, I would take being friends with her in order to be near her. Her personality is great too. What should I do, boys? And we pretty much just said, well, first of all, you know, tell her how you feel. Be nice, to be a fucking gentleman. Don't feel her up like your mate did. And also talked about how you'll know if she likes you or not already anyway by this point, you'd think, when you're friends. And usually when you're young and in high school, which we assumed he was, it's tough for people to act mature enough to be in a friendship that turns into something more. Whereas when you're an adult, it's kind of becomes a more natural, easier thing. Anyway, this is his follow-up to what we've said. Okay. McZed68 says, for some reason it won't let me put this in the advice thread, so I have to put it straight in the topics. Every time I clicked on the post, it just disappeared. Very strange. Anyway, hello again, big boys. Last week on Clubhouse, I told you about my friendship group of 3 boys and 3 girls. Yeah. I just don't know what adult uses the word boys and girls, guys and girls. Yeah. 3 boys and 3 girls, and then I liked one of them. By the way, we just finished year 12, which I think is the 11th grade in America. I have no fucking clue how Australia works. Well, I think it's the same. Grade 12's the senior year of high school, isn't it, in the UK?
So he's from the UK. So he's saying year 12 he's from the UK. Okay, so
he's finished high school. Is that what he's saying?
Year 12 is the year. So you're 17.
Yeah. Okay.
17. So he's 17. Yeah.
So what do you do after year 12? Uni?
Go into year 13. Because you do 2 years. If you're in year 12, right? So you finish school in year 11, right, when you're 16, and then you can do further education, whether you get like an apprenticeship, a job, or like you could do college. But also you can do A levels, and A levels is year 12 and 13. It's just 2 years. Yeah.
See, in Australia, you can stop school after grade 10. You have to be at school legally until grade 10, and then you could do a trade, or you have the choice. But I mean, 90% of people stay. probably 5% of people stay and do grade 11 and 12 at the last 2 years of high school. There's no 13.
Yeah.
So he's done what would be grade 11. Same with America. Yeah, the 11th grade. He finished that. So he's in high school. Later years of high school. I have no fucking clue how it works in Australia. Yeah. You gave advice to us to go out somewhere and see if she wanted to invite anyone else. Yeah, we wanted to see if it was in the friend zone, and you can tell by a few asks, well, do you want to hang out? And go on sort of like a date, make it sound like a bit of a date, but not directly that way. And then if she's worried that it's a date, she'll be like, oh, well, yeah, that'll be cool. And we'll bring the group as well. You know what I mean? Like invite a friend just so it's not just you two. Anyway. Okay. So you gave advice. Anyway, sorry. Well, boys, as we live very close to each other, I asked if we should walk round to a cafe around the corner this Sunday evening. As of yet, no one has been invited as extra. I'm going to take her advice and tell her how I feel. What's the worst that could happen? Wow. I'm proud. I'm very fucking proud of you.
That's some good shit.
I listen to your podcast while working my shitty job. It really helps me get through the day. She also mentioned going clubbing soon. In quotes, just us two. Oh. As we live in Essex, party life is really easy to find. Wish me luck, boys. P.S. New video idea for Ethan. Top 5 sweet vintage lads that told girls how they feel. Fucking love you all. See ya. Sire. Well, McZ68, we appreciate your advice. Your advice thread topic here.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud. I'm very proud.
That's a good. That's good. That's probably the best one we've had, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go horribly wrong.
And do you know why? Do you know why? It's because he listened to us. That's why it went well.
He did. You know, you're right. I think you're right. That's the problem with the advice threads. No one ever fucking listens to us.
And then they go, oh, guys, it went wrong. I didn't do what you said. Instead, I lied to her.
Yeah.
Well, what did you expect?
Or they do half of what we ask. And they say, well, I did that. I'm like, yeah, but if you don't do all of it, it doesn't matter.
Oh, God.
Well, so he's... Okay, let me break this down. Look, maybe it's just my past experiences. I just don't think if you're in a group like this that he would... If she liked him, he'd know already. If they're in this group, right? Friends like this. And you're only in high school. Yeah, you think. And the fact that nothing's happened yet means that she's probably not interested. So I think this is going to go horribly wrong. If you're asking me honestly, I think this is going to go terribly. Not terribly in the sense, I'm sure if he's nice about it and, you know, you're out together, it's just the two of you and you explain to her how you feel, she's not going to be nasty about it unless she's a piece of shit. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be a little awkward, but I just don't think she feels the same way. I just don't think this is going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's worth going for. Just go for it, because who fucking knows?
Exactly. McZ68, I'm fucking rooting for you, bro. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm a skeptic when it comes to women. And no one's been invited extra. It's a good sign. She just wants to go clubbing, just the two of you. So you don't have to go clubbing. So, I mean, those are good signs, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good luck. I hope. Tell us how it goes next week on Clubhouse. So if you want to hear how the story ends, $1 patreon.com/as always.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you find out.
Okay. Okay. And then, oh yeah. And Julcom replied, I mean, look, mate, if your star signs aren't compatible, I'd say move on.
Yeah,
classic. All right. So the last thing, the way that we're going to end this podcast is one last advice thread topic from our friend Julcom. Are you ready for this, James?
I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Okay. Hey, Tyler and James. So I'm a naive 16-year-old who goes to an all-guys school. So sorry if I'm asking stupid questions. I mean, we already know this about you, Julcom, but you know the public here may not know. But following up on your conversation on Clubhouse, dating and high school maturity. So this is he's asking about this topic based on what we gave advice for last week to McZ.
Yeah.
When we talked about like high school girls and like maturity and stuff like that. What makes guys and girls mature, and why in high school do people get rejected more often versus when they grow up? What's the deal with adults having friendships that can grow into relationships? Because in high school, I've never ever seen that happen. By the way, Joker solid movie confirmed. I'm fucking hyped. Quick story time before I go. Basically, okay. Anyway, we'll read that after this. The advice read is, what makes guys and girls mature, and why in high school do people get rejected more often versus when they grow up? What's the deal with adults having a friendship that can grow into a relationship? Because in high school, I've never ever seen that happen. James. You want to? Yeah. What do you think? What do you?
I mean, what makes guys and girls mature? I mean, what makes them mature? I don't know what that makes. What's that? What are you asking?
Well, like, we talked about like, what do you think changes with people that?
Right.
Yeah. That they do that more often when you're an adult. Like, you can be friends with someone, then it kind of grows into something.
I guess people are just more. I mean, they understand. I feel like empathy might be a big part of it. As you mature, I feel like maybe like the understanding of someone else's feelings. Maybe I don't really know, to be honest. I guess it's just a thing, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. What do you? Yeah.
I mean. There's a lot of layers to that, right? Like, it's a complicated question. I think a big one is comfortable in yourself, and that's a big maturity thing. When you're comfortable in yourself, you make different sorts of decisions. And when you're in high school, most 99% of people aren't comfortable with themselves yet. They're growing into a person. There's a lot of social pressure on your friends around you. These people you see every single day. You can't avoid them. You're at school. You have to go. So there's a lot of this social pressure, and you already don't even know who you are at that point. So when you're friends with someone, I feel like it's very selective. People are selective about who they date or who they got crushes on, and the friend zone just is a big thing then, especially because people develop at different paces. So high school's just this melting pot of fucking weirdness, like of children at completely different stages of their lives, at completely different levels of maturity, completely different levels of comfort, all with the same social pressure surrounding each other. It just doesn't work in high school. And if you're looking for long-lasting love, I just don't see how it comes out of high school ever. Even though, I've got friends that dated in high school that are married now, but, I'm just remembering, especially in early days, like the 9th and 10th grade is fucked. But I mean, I think I saw once a friendship go into more than friends one time in high school. I saw that. And I was shocked me. But I was friends, I've told this before, I didn't get girls in high school at all. I was friends with I had a lot of girlfriends, but not like girls I dated. And, I was friend zoned by all of them. And if I didn't want to be friend zoned by them, I wasn't friends with them. I didn't hang out with them. But there's plenty of girls I friend zoned them too. I was happy to be friends with them. Like, I loved hanging out with them. They were my friends. Plenty of them are still my friends today. But even though there were girls that I was friends with that I also like had crushes on it at times and stuff like that. So it just depends. But as you grow up, you also hang out with different people. Like, if you hang out with the same people from high school and the same girls, like, it's hard to kind of grow. Sometimes you've got to also become friends with other people as well, experience new people, get more experience in dating, get more experience with love, get more experience with that whole sort of scene. And then once you do that, like, I don't know if people are just more comfortable with themselves and their feelings. Like, I used to be terrified. I would never in high school would I tell a girl I liked her. Never. I was so terrified. I never once in high school ever told a girl I liked her unless I found out and knew she liked me back. I would never tell a girl I liked her. I was too terrified, too scared. Whereas as an adult, without knowing anything, I've asked girls out on dates. I've approached girls I've just met and be like, yeah, you want to go out? You seem really cool. I've told girls that I had feelings for, that I liked them, like in straight up one-on-one conversations. No problem. Very confident, with no worry that I'm like freaking out at all. Like, it's nerve-wracking a little, but like, I'm comfortable with myself. And you also know when someone likes you as well. Like, I didn't know when a girl liked me in high school. You think you do, but it's so hard to tell. But, I know if a girl's interested now. It's very obvious. And it's very obvious if I'm interested in a girl. I don't hide it. So, so it's just a different thing. And look, it's interesting. It is interesting because there's girls that I've Yeah, I mean, there's been girls I've been friends with, but yeah, for a long time since high school, but nothing's ever happened, all that I've really ever wanted it to either. So I don't really have any experience myself with, friendships that turn into more than that. But those are the girls that I was friends with in high school. There's been girls I've been friends with that becomes more, but I met them after high school. I met them at uni. And I met them. We met as friends, hung out in groups, and then I'm like, well, I like that girl. I'm gonna ask her out. That's how it works. So it's just, I don't know. Yeah. Again, I think it's just a maturity and a comfortable in your own body and not scared to get rejected.
Yeah, I agree. And
you're not pressured. Yeah, and you know who you've got real people around you, like real friends. Hopefully, most people do. That aren't going to be like I was always scared of telling a girl I liked her because I'm like, oh, what if people find out? What will people think? I'm like, that's how I thought. Like, who cares though? Like, anyway. Like, what if I get made fun of me because I told a girl I liked her and got rejected or something? Whereas now I'm like, I don't care. My friends would never make fun of me for asking a girl out.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. How'd it go? And if it went bad, we'd all have a laugh about it. If it went good, everyone would be happy. Like, it's not...
Yeah. High school's very different to...
It's just so
life.
different.
The way
it's
people
so different.
act, yeah.
Oh, I feel sorry for anyone in high school. Like, it's such a horrible place in terms of, like, love. If you, like a girl, I feel so bad for you. So horrible. So horrible. Chulcom also said he had said a quick story time before I go. Okay, cool. Basically, at Victoria Markets on holidays, I had $50 with me, and the black bracelet I wanted to buy at a store there was $15. So I paid for it as a normal person would. Problem is, while a woman was getting my change, I picked up another red bracelet and thought, this one's pretty cool. I might buy it next time. I then proceeded to forget I had it in my hand, collected my change, and walked off with my new black bracelet, and then looked down and freaked out because I saw the red bracelet in my hand. So I kind of just ran off because I didn't want to get caught. Yes, I'm an idiot. Why wouldn't you just go back and hand it to her and explain what you just said then?
That's so fucking dumb. What the fuck?
You made a mistake. You just was like, shit, I was looking at this and I walked off with it. I'm sorry, here you go. Why would you not just do that? That's dumb.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's a really strange way to... Why would you run away? That's so weird. So,
yeah,
you're a thief.
You're a fucking thief, bro.
That's what happened there.
I'm calling the cops, bro.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh god. All right. Well, that was a mini clubhouse. So
that was a mini clubhouse. I like that, and we did it in 22 minutes.
Yeah, and if you like that and you want more of it, you can go over to patreon.com/as-always and give us just $1 or more, and there you go. That's good. That's it. Great. Okay. Well, is that it? Is there anything else we need, or can we go ahead and wrap things up?
We can go ahead and wrap this up. Let's do it.
Nice. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks everyone for watching episode 78. We'll see you in a week's time over on patreon.com/as-always for more, and it'll be bloody Clubhouse. And
I know we're not talking about this publicly, so I'm going to talk in code when I say this, but if we do that thing we're going to do this week, will we release it this week?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about it.
I think we should.
Yeah, that's maybe we should. Okay. Well, if we do, which, will we? Like, how likely is it looking?
75%.
All right.
75% that we'll do this. So if there's a chance, there might be a Kill Connor Club next week as well as Clubhouse.
Yeah, we'll update you on Twitter, I'm sure.
We'll update.
We're
not going to say anything yet. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
anyway.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for watching. If you want more, like I said, at some point, we'll figure out everything what we're doing. But anyways, over on patreon.com/as-always, you can pledge just $1 or more and help us out and support us and fund us, and also get lots of nice things as well. So if you want to be part of that, you can. And some of the sweet vintage lads we have here who are supporting us are King Richard III, Ballsack47, Tman or Travis, Billy the Team Tynamite Captain Robertson, Josh Devillier, Damian, Casey Wood, Mario5380, Lumistrad, Josh Jordan, Ben Modorox, TheHumbleWorm, Elstico91, Emil Katborg, Austin, Sjors, GdayItslaZer, Prudhvi Muvva, Julli, Adam Sundling, HBars12, SaggyTits, Jayce, Medici, TheACMJS, Jameson Ladd, Yazen, Joe the Sexy Boi Smith, Brian Ford, Connor Durose, GingerNutJared, George LongEaredFox, Joshua Maurer, Gene, Marcus Blackburn, Seth, Oscar, RAVJAI, Son of a Bitch, Ogeaidogo, Brendan, OrBQ Overlord, and Pink Flame 313. Thank you all very much for your support, and you can join them, like I said, patreon.com/as-always. But that's it. We're done. Okay.
We are done. Thank you for joining us, and like the stream as well.
Yes,
if you haven't already. Yeah. So yeah, cool beans. I'm excited.
Nice.
If you like what CLS does, whether here.
Oh, what's that? Sorry, my bad. Sorry, that's my bad. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Jesus
Don't worry
Christ.
about it. That was something. Don't need to worry about that. Anyway.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Maybe next week, possibly, I think. Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.